was like, there's no way coffee's going into my body because then I'm going to be up until midnight. Because when you become an adult, such things tend to happen.
I'm not gonna lie, I've had so many coffees and energy drinks today that if I had a coffee, I probably would have thrown up. But I wanted it.
Well, I made the correct choice.
You sure did.
By getting a mostly juice drink.
That's right. And you're gonna be hearing the rustle of ice against berries.
That's
because
correct.
There's berries right in this drink.
Yeah, they're soft but somehow crunchy.
Well, welcome to the podcast.
Hey,
I feel like it's been a little while since we've recorded.
Well, it has.
It's been some time.
Been dealing with a lot of shit.
We've been sick as dogs and also busy with
a lot of shit.
Yeah, like life. And
I gotta write my fucking plumbing exam for a second time.
Yeah, this guy just can't not plumb for a golly gosh darn second.
That's really cool. Failed my plumbing exam by 3%. 3.
Well, look, don't.
It's like one question.
Don't stop failing.
And it's not like I say this as if it's gonna boost my ego about it, but it's not gonna do that. It's not like a regular test where you can pass if you get a 50. The base is 70%. I got a 67.
Well, can you just like
$150 later?
Do you have to? Can you just like not do the important plumbing then?
Very easily. I could not do the important plumbing.
Is that just not good enough?
I could never write this test a second time and just continue to have my job.
Yeah, see, there you go. Whoa! What's the big whoop? What's the big whoop?
What's the big whoop?
That's the question on everybody's mind right now, Jay.
Yeah.
What is
when you spend
the big whoop?
When you spend 7 years climbing a mountain, and then you slip and fall at the peak?
Yes.
I mean, you've sunk cost fallacy. You know, like I've already come this far.
Fair enough. I thought you were gonna do like a metaphor for like the ground crumbling and you fall down like a cavern and.
Oh, because of the movie that we did?
Yeah,
because of the movie that we did this week for Grindhouse Movie Club, the podcast about horror movies. Where two guys
it's a podcast.
Scrutinize horror movies.
I watched a movie last night and this morning because it took me a long time to watch it. Which makes it sound like we're really bad at watching movies, but
no, it's the opposite. We're really good at it.
Yeah,
it takes anything worth doing is worth doing twice.
I scrutinized
last night and this morning.
Exactly.
You know,
I scrutinized until it hurt.
Yeah,
I've got so much scrutiny.
A plethora of scrutiny. There's an abundance of scrutiny.
Oh,
the
man.
Scrutiny in this fucking room is brimming right now.
We're drowning
in scrutiny.
I'm about to unscrutiny and let it all out. That's right. I don't know.
Scrutiny? More like poop and pee.
Barely know her.
It doesn't even work. Oh, thank you, Andrew, for the intro song.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Thanks, Andrew.
We have a cat perched on several Guinness World Records books.
Yeah.
Right now, which means that we're in full swing.
I really enjoy.
That's what it takes. That's the clincher right there.
I enjoy stacking those up differently and more higher every time, just to see how
more higher. That's
right. Is there something wrong with what I said?
Somebody's gonna let you know. It's not gonna be me.
Well, email us at grindhousemovieclub@gmail.com. I think.
Go right ahead.
Yeah,
and talk to us about more higher.
Yeah, more higher, and recommend movies as well. I feel like we don't say there's an email.
There is an email.
There's an email.
Yeah, and you could send in movie recommendations. There have been people in the past who have published entire lists of movies worth watching.
You can do that?
You sure could. Give us your 5 favorites.
Yeah, and we'll add them in, and then that'll be the next viewer's choice. God knows when that will be.
Yeah, because Teeth went so well.
Teeth went well. Teeth went just great, to be honest. I was really happy that Teeth came up, and I was just like, oh man, Merry Christmas. Snip, snip. Grindhousemovie.club is the website.
It sure is. DarkRoseClub.com.
Get all the plugs out right away.
Dark Rose Cult. I don't know why I said club, because it's goddamn cult. Get your shit together.
Yeah, come on, Jay. I've only been saying the same things week in and week out for years. I don't know.
Literally been years.
I don't know if you guys like Instagram, but that's kind of like the only good.
That's where the things are being put into your eyes now. Use your eyes to look at Instagram if you have it.
It's that or TikTok, but Jay hates TikTok.
Oh, yes. So yes, he does.
Stuff still goes on TikTok. There's a TikTok, but
that's fine.
There's also an Instagram where I like it more. So just at Dark Roast Cult on both of those places.
That's what matters, though. Yeah. I like it more.
It's it's a lot more personable. You get to,
of course, DMs right there.
Well, I mean, I think there's I don't know. Is there DMs on TikTok?
I couldn't care less.
There is. There definitely is.
I'm sure that there are.
I don't check mine, but there are.
I won't be hopping up in them.
Come on, Jay. Get on TikTok.
I won't be sliding into those DMs anytime soon.
Don't you want to make a quick loopable laugh or something?
Yes,
because silly.
One of the
grundle.
One of the tenets of comedy is repetition.
Yes.
As we all know, the more times you see a thing, the funnier it gets. That's generally how comedy works.
That's true. It goes like, and then
you get to 3, and then this isn't funny, and neither is anything I've seen in the past 2 hours.
Well, yeah,
which makes it really cool that it's a fucking loopable video website.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine until people start making like remixes of it, and then I've had enough.
Oh yeah, you don't like that? You don't like that you can't even watch a video without fucking Grand Theft Auto races in the fucking bottom of it?
I like that, though.
I hate.
You don't like.
I have ADHD and I hate that.
Well, look, the video you're watching isn't great. That's why that's there.
Oh, so when I see that, then I immediately know that the video that I have clicked on is not worth my time in the first place because I need to split that time between that and another video.
That's right.
Awesome. Good app you guys made.
Well, I mean that is
good benchmark for quality content.
That's across YouTube. That's every of them. That's all of them now.
Fuck else I don't watch anymore.
Well, welcome.
I go on YouTube for like 1 or 2 things: videos of people playing Skate 3 and full episodes of I Shouldn't Be Alive. Because if there's one thing I do like, it's hearing somebody's story about how they got attacked by a bear twice.
Yeah, but what if that story was accompanied by a dude driving a sports car down an impossible ramp up in the sky?
Well, I would hate that.
See, you're not a 12-year-old, and this is the problem,
right.
Jay.
As a matter of fact,
these videos aren't for you.
Okay, I agree. I agree that I am not 12.
There you go. So
the whole crux of the problem right there.
That's the problem.
So at the end of the day, I'm right.
Well,
bad app.
No, good app, solid app. Love it. Love that app. Your problem is the video content because that, again, is on everything because children can't watch one thing at once. They gotta have 2 things always. Talk to them about it.
I shouldn't be allowed to talk to kids at any time for any reason.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it.
Well, we're best friends, so I hope.
And anytime I tell you to talk to children, you're always gonna say that.
Yes.
Jay, you should talk to children.
Can't. Laws.
Well, I mean, no, don't say that. It's definitely shouldn't. And it's got nothing to do with the law. You're just a bad person.
What fucking movie did we watch this week for the podcast, man?
Oh, boy. As above, so below.
Yes.
Boy, oh, boy. Is that ever a film? It's a movie.com right here.
Movie.com.
What are your 2 sentences or less before you flip any further into this?
I had to flip to get to my 2 sentences or less, sir. So
all right, give me them.
All right, as above, so below. Paris catacombs. A bunch of people are led. I can't even read my own writing. All right, inevitably I wrote this, or obviously rather I wrote this in some kind of rage. But a bunch of people are led to a demonic death. Dear God. By a selfish harpy whose siren song is I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because the whole movie... Now, I should preface, this is a pretty good movie. I'm going to be honest.
Oh.
I do like this movie.
Oh.
However...
I got a different one then. This is from 2014?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Eiffel Tower right on the
yeah.
right on the poster.
Yeah, that's it. I must have watched it differently then.
Oh, did you watch it with your not eyes? Did you watch it with your bum?
No, I definitely was sitting upright in the chair.
And looking with your eyes at the movie.
Yeah.
While it was playing?
Yeah, I saw the film, and then I went, somebody made that, and this was the first film they allowed to be filmed in the Paris catacombs. This was the idea.
I feel like there's another one before this.
No, this is it. This is the first one. This is the first one.
This is the one.
I saw it.
Well,
on
I'm
the
glad.
trivia.
I'm glad that they shot on location.
Well, look, here's
Just that noise.
Here's my 2 sentences
End
or
of
less.
podcast. Yeah, let's go.
The Indiana Da Vinci Code Jones movie, starring the lawyer from Silicon Valley, or Jonah from Superstore, if you like that. That's the film. Inferringnonsensethemovie.com. Log me in. I'm signing up for an account right now.
I wrote Indiana Jones so many times. I wrote the Da Vinci Code so many times. The only thing that you missed was Harry Potter.
Oh my God, yeah. Now, well, look, there's plenty of that. There's
more than plenty.
This is literally, look, if the first Harry Potter film,
yeah,
instead of there being a basilisk, there was just a dude in a hood in a chair.
Yeah, who stands up super slow because he's got fucking psoriasis or something.
Or like faces coming out of the wall and screaming. This would be the first Harry Potter film.
Yes, it would.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, and there's no little boys.
And by... There are little boys.
There's one little boy,
there are little
all right,
boys.
but he's already dead, so it's fine.
And by basilisk, I mean I definitely meant the 3-headed dog. And
you're thinking of Cerberus.
Yes, whose name is Fluffy, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And sorry. You know what? Not even a 3-headed dog. Just a man. Just a man in a hole. They got to get past a man in a hole.
Sometimes there's a couple guys in a hole and you got to get past them. All right.
If in the first Harry Potter movie at least 3 people met the concrete forcefully, this would be that.
Met the concrete forcefully.
If they were introduced to a hard surface
by a fist,
or just gravity, this would be that. I take my sweater off here.
Yeah, you seem like you're struggling with it.
Well, I was trying to be discreet, but I figured, what's the point?
Remember the wool sweater sketch from SNL with Dane Cook?
Yeah.
That's the best thing SNL ever did. Good luck finding it. Look up Dane Cook wool sweater SNL.
Or just look up massive head wound Harry. That's another good one.
Sure, I wouldn't know.
It's just a guy with a gigantic head wound, and everybody at the dinner party's trying not to mention it while it's like gaping and disgusting.
And also, now that I think about it, Get Off the Shed.
I haven't seen Get Off the Shed.
It's Will Ferrell yelling at children.
Okay.
During an outdoor barbecue, and they keep climbing on the shed, and at one point he starts like threatening their lives.
All right, look. Celebrity Jeopardy's it's pretty good.
Jeopardy.
You heard what I fucking said.
Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer. No. You know what the fuck I'm talking about when I say that. And it's look, I don't like SNL, but they had a couple good ones.
They did.
That's the
thing about SNL.
I don't want to give it to them, but I will give it to them.
SNL is Italian cuisine.
That's right.
They just throw spaghetti at the wall. Eventually, some noodles will stick.
That's right.
I apologize in advance because I am rather congested.
What?
I can't fucking go 2 weeks without not getting sick.
It's the season.
Yeah.
Also, you should hang out with people who don't get sick so much.
So stay inside.
I don't know. You should probably do something about your massive ball of Kleenexes that you nest in. I think going out and finding those is the problem, Jay. That's
immune system, more like immune R&D. We're not at the system. The system isn't functioning yet.
Oh. All right.
So how's as above, so below start there, Matt?
How does it start?
You tell me.
Well, the opening is just have you played Skyrim?
Yes, I have.
It's that.
The opening is Skyrim.
Well, yeah. You're just a point of view of a person looking around, and just some ugly person's looking at you.
Because you're plopped into a situation with no context whatsoever.
And there's a chicken in a cage.
Yes, there is.
On
That's
a bus.
True. Yeah.
And just an old lady looking.
What is that guy? You're awake.
Yeah. Oh, good. You're awake. But it's just an old lady's like, I don't speak English because this is Iran.
Yeah. So Scarlett is the main character's name.
Sure is.
I'm not sure if this is racist or not. But our introduction to Scarlett is, hey, just so you guys know, I'm crossing a border right now, and if I'm caught, I will be killed.
Yeah, just so you know, guys, it's totally illegal what I'm doing. Everybody on the bus.
Yes.
Everybody on the fucking bus, I'm going to trespass illegally.
Good way to integrate into a culture. That is to loudly proclaim on a bus that you're there illegally. I gotta sort my way around my tongue here for the next fucking 2 hours. For the love of God.
Here's what you do.
What's that?
Just pretend like you didn't say it like that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I was fine until you said Jeopardy, Jay. I was perfectly fucking fine. Yeah, so there's just this random white redheaded girl on a bus full of Iranians who are going, huh.
That's weird. That's weird to see that.
Huh.
I feel like I should pick up a phone.
I could tell you're different.
When I get to the bus stop because I don't own one because phones don't exist here.
I'm gonna tie a note to this chicken in this cage and let it loose. You're fucked if this chicken gets to somebody important.
Now, her entire pursuit in this is to find the philosopher's stone, a quest that was begun by her father, who offed himself, who fucking killed himself during the entire quest. In the midst of the journey to finding the source of the fountain of youth, the source of eternal life. I'll just hang from a fucking ceiling truss instead.
This movie, it fucking waits to the worst possible time to tell you these things, by the way.
That's true.
This doesn't come up like with her being like, well, yeah, my dad hung himself. It's like, is your dad crazy? Why? Because he fucking hung himself? Is that why you're asking?
During a talking head interview.
Yeah.
Later on, hey man, why are you so weird about caves? Because my little brother died in one.
Yeah.
All right, let's move forward. Let's just move on from that.
Oh, I'm so angry, but let's keep going, I guess.
One of the larger issues with this movie is that there's not enough character development in order to indenture yourself to any of the characters.
There's not a lick of it.
So you don't... Yeah, you're watching people move through space with some kind of motivation, but there's no... It would be one thing if there was literally, like, no drama. Like, there was no character drama throughout the movie. Okay, we're just going to go into the Paris catacombs, and we're going to try and find the fucking philosopher's stone, and there's going to be treasure involved. That's the whole story. If Nicolas Cage was in it, and he was like, I have to steal the Declaration of Independence, then that's fine. I don't need to know about his family problems.
No.
But if you're going to spend, like, just enough time to establish a character's motivation, and then gloss over it entirely, then I don't care about it.
No, not
at
all.
I don't give a fuck that your dad... The only reason why it matters at all is because twice in the movie, you see the ghost of him hanging.
Is that what that is?
And then he calls the phone and goes, why won't you talk to me? Like Batman.
Is that
like fucking
what
Batman.
that is?
That's all that is.
Is that what that is?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So it doesn't even make sense that they're in a completely different tunnel looking for a completely different thing, and then the camera picks up a guy hanging from the ceiling, because that's just her dad. Later on in the movie, there's a bunch of hallucinations.
Oh.
Your introduction to the idea that the camera could pick up hallucinations being seen by the characters is hanging dad in a cave that's about to be blown up.
Oh.
Additionally, it doesn't even follow its own rules, because later on, when the other guy, George, can see his fucking dead kid brother drowning underneath bones, he's the only one who can see it.
Yep.
So pick and choose?
You know what?
I guess we pick and choose what can be seen by everyone and what can be seen by the camera and what can't.
How about,
yeah,
if your dad hung himself and you're going to show us that?
Mm-hmm.
How about we get these facts before you just show us a man in a tunnel hanging that she runs by without... Because, all right, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
We wasted just enough time to be able to make sure that we see him making a 180-degree turn like somebody who doesn't like what they saw.
Yeah.
But not enough to explain it.
So, all right, so she gets to this place.
Yeah.
And she walks through a market an Indiana Jones market. I'll just say
Yep.
it. It's you would see a basket and a snake.
I wrote Indiana Bones, Raiders of the Lost Dark,
I love it.
because they need headlamps for half the movie.
Do they, Jay?
Yeah, well,
Because they're.
oh my God.
So she gets.
Welcome back, Grindhouse Movie Club, everybody. Just that noise alone indicates to me this is going to be a good podcast.
So she gets to this family's place,
Yep.
and they're just like, "Hey, fucking, this is gonna get you into a lot of trouble if you get caught."
Oh yeah, you're going to be buried up to your neck in sand, and then somebody's going to push a wall onto you.
That is the punishment
And
for
that
what
is
she's doing.
That's why I brought up. Like, I understand that. Like, I don't even know, what would you just call that? The Middle East, I guess. Iran, Egypt, Iraq, Pakistan, all those places. I understand that their methods of punishment are a little bit outmoded, but I feel like we're gonna bury you to your neck in sand, and then we're gonna push a stone wall onto your head. Is it racist to assume that that just happens on a daily basis?
I've never been to Iran, Jay. I can't speak for.
Somebody go ahead and email grindhousemovieclub@gmail.com and tell me whether or not this is a thing that actually happens.
God, I hope that's our email.
Because I thought the worst thing was like a clitoral mutilation.
I don't know nothing about that, Jay. All I know is this: is that you know what else is going to happen is that you and your whole family are going to get fucking murdered for allowing her to go through. Why do you have an access point to this tunnel in your living room?
Oh yeah. Oh, this man who because of so a lot of this movie is explained.
No, it isn't.
Through
When? At what point?
exactly.
Was it? Did I? Because I didn't watch past the credits. I didn't watch the credits, to be honest. I don't think I think I might have even cut the film a little early.
Throwaway lines. All right.
Oh yeah, that's why I didn't. Okay, all right.
Throwaway lines, guys.
All right.
Are, hey, this sequence of events doesn't make sense on camera. So how can we explain this to the audience, the viewer, in a way where we could just wash away all of the discrepancies? And the answer is a throwaway line. That being, at one point, this old man, who inexplicably has a hole in his wall that goes into a system of tunnels that are 9 feet high,
like
and
a
lit electrically.
Sacred system of tunnels being guarded, and he is one wall away from them, Jay.
Yes.
One wall.
But he knew her dad.
Is that...
He knew her dad.
Okay, because I just was under the
Her
impression...
dad is a very famous explorer, and he knew her.
I thought they might be Facebook friends or something.
Yeah, I don't think they have Facebook there. It's more like Rockbook.
Rock face. That's only if you get caught in the tunnel, though.
Yes, that's true.
So this old man's just like, yeah. Well, move the buffet style side table. Here's the access point to this huge system of tunnels.
This table that if I tripped over it, it would be dislodged from its location and expose the hole.
Yeah, that's the one.
This is the beginning of Inglourious Bastards, where can't remember his name now. Christoph Waltz is like, you're hiding Jews under these floorboards, aren't you? He would find that hole in 5 seconds. He'd walk in and be like, "There's the hole."
Whoa, what's this big wafty breeze coming directly from this buffet style side table? This is beautiful work.
You have a very, very drafty mud hut, sir.
And what's more, so this tunnel system is guarded. We see guards.
Because it's being demolished by the Iranian police.
Yeah. Now, just because you put a hutch in front of your side of the tunnel, their side of the tunnel still very much is a great big hole in the wall that your hutch is blocking.
So you're saying, like, say there's guards at the tunnel, right? Mm-hmm. And they look at a wall and go, "There's light."
Yeah.
Where's that go? And then they just push a table over and you're in a man's bedroom.
Yeah. I'm saying they're less likely to come looking for an entrance to a tunnel in your living room and more likely to just see it when they're on the job patrolling. But nobody does. Nobody does, Jay. Nobody does.
Not only does nobody see the tunnel, they don't see the tunnel for long enough for her to illegally pass into the country and then find this man's house.
Yeah, nah, she's...
It's a long time.
Well, she's wearing like a headdress, a wrap.
Ah, yes.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, she takes that shit right off to expose her mouth on the bus, too.
She sure does.
She?
And
in the most dictatorially locked down area of Iran, I'm gonna take my headdress off.
right next to this chicken in a cage on
think
a
a little
bus.
harder about that choice, also.
No, but she's got a GoPro herself, and well, clearly we wouldn't be able to hear her through the silk head wrap she's
How
wearing.
would you? Yeah. A lot of this movie is inexplicably mic'd. There will be a camera 10 feet away from a person, but you can hear their dialogue clear as day.
Well, Jay, that's because their headlamps all have cameras in them.
But from the perspective of one camera, why am I getting the microphone quality of another?
Let's pretend they overlaid all the audio.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, given how many cuts are in this movie, one is led to assume that it was edited in post.
Okay.
That's it. So you have
The-
two kinds, essentially, of found footage horror movies, right?
Good ones and bad ones.
You have the ones that act as if it's literally footage that was found. So it's largely unedited. There's a lot of nonsense and filler and garbage, and it's a little boring. The Last Broadcast. And then you have movies like
Yeah.
As Above, So Below, or George Romero's Diary of the Dead, where it's obvious that it's been edited, but that's kind of the point.
Yeah,
That this falls into the latter category.
it sure does. They've got a hand camera. Look me in the eyes, Jay.
I will. I will stare into your sultry
There's
eyes.
cameras in their headlamps.
Yes, there are. Again, throwaway lines.
Yep.
Because, oh my God. Right before he goes, I've installed cameras into your headlamps, they just sit on the train tracks to put on the headlamps.
Mm-hmm.
So while I was watching the movie, I was like, why do we need to pause and sit down to put a headband on?
Right?
Because he needed time to install cameras into the headlamps and not say anything to anybody until we're about to crawl into a hole.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's really cool is that visually,
Yeah.
there's no fucking camera.
No, it's a pinhole camera.
Yeah? Where did you put it?
In the headlamp.
Where was the room for that?
It was in the.
All
in
I'm
it.
saying is like put a sticker on it.
No, it was in.
Put a lens looking sticker on the headlamp,
well-
and I would be like, okay, there, like that makes sense. There's the camera.
The issue that we're encountering here is that you believe that black people aren't capable of anything.
That is not it at all.
Because it's Benji, and he's the one who installs the camera. He's also the only black person in the whole movie.
But you
so
don't-
what are you trying to say?
You don't even learn that till he's falling down a hole.
And if fucking George had installed the cameras, you'd be like, yeah, fine, that's great. He's white and French.
No,
He's Anglo. That makes sense.
I would have the same amount of scrutiny for anybody who's like, yeah, I just installed cameras in here, and then they just tap it with their fucking finger. Like, yeah, that camera's on.
Yeah.
I can tell by looking at it.
And all that matters is that you say check.
Yep, check.
That's it.
Monitored, absolutely. Hold on, let me put my hands over it so I can see if there's a tiny little red light in this pinhole camera.
That's right. That's how that works.
All I'm saying is just like
In Paris, that's how that works.
you could have rigged together a prop that would have been half decent. Have some wires hanging off of a microchip.
I'm gonna stop
God's
playing
sake.
devil's advocate just to say that you're right, because show don't tell. You can't just get away with having a bunch of different angles inside the catacombs by saying I've installed cameras in your headlamps. That's try harder, movie.
I've got a special wizard's hat, but you can't see it. I'll pull a bunny out, but behind my back you can't see.
It only works if you believe.
Yeah, you gotta close your eyes. That's how you become invisible. Yeah.
If I can't see you, you can't see the camera in my headlamp.
Oh, right. So she's in this cave. There's guards. The old man's guiding her. He does. And by the way, all right, look, Jay, if you really cared about something,
Yeah,
if you really cared,
sure.
would you not make an effort to go visit it maybe more than 20 seconds before it's about to explode?
No.
Yeah, no, we'll go tonight.
It's about the stakes.
Yeah, there we go. We couldn't have taken our goddamn time yesterday. We really gotta. It's being demolished tonight at sundown.
What's the last time?
At sundown, while I'm in this cave where I can't see the sun to know that it's down. Here we are. We're gonna go in to the cave.
Here's the thing, right?
And we're going in at sundown. We're going in right now. I can. Fucking kids these days treat everything like a goddamn school project. Last minute and half-assed every time.
Oh my god. She procrastinated her father's life's work.
She did. Oh, tonight's the night they're blowing it up. I need to get on that bad, terrible bus with the chicken.
Just snapping, dude. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. And okay, she discovered that this is. But even then, it doesn't make sense because he's had that hole forever. So she could have gone it like literally any time.
Yeah, that wasn't a hole. Right. That wasn't just a fresh hole.
So we go one step further in the benefit of the doubt. We'll pull the wool over our eyes here for a sec and assume that this day where they're destroying the tunnel is the first day that she found out that the rose key, which is what she's trying to find, exists in there.
Rose key. All right. Because at one point I thought she called it Thor's key, and I was like, well, what the fuck am I watching, Jay?
Rose key. Yeah. As in the giant, like, whatever you want to fucking call that material, black onyx animal that has a bunch of Angelina Jolie tattoos all over its face.
It sure does. So this old man leads her just down some tunnels, and he's like, I look at this wall with engravings on it.
And here's the first example of a common thread in Scarlett, her character in this movie, which is, I will do whatever I want, and this is why my two sentences or less are so relevant. I'll do whatever I want, and I'm going to convince you to come with me because I have nice eyes and a wide mouth. And then when you inevitably get fucked because of my choices, I'm going to say I'm sorry and then change nothing.
Yeah, that's about right.
Example. This guy wants nothing to do with this fucking hole or what's in it at all. Hey, I showed you the hole.
Oh my god.
And inside the hole is the thing that you're looking for probably, because I was friends with your dad. We used to have Cope Le Walk together at the Seaside Bazaar Cafe because we're in Iran. It's landlocked. I don't know why I said Seaside.
I didn't know. I wasn't going to say nothing.
Guess what? Bye. Have fun in your hole is what he should have said. But because she's a nice white lady, he's going to risk his own safety despite the fact that he has an entire family to take care of. And bare minimum, he'll get stoned to death for even participating in this.
Well, look. Wait, we're talking about the old man, right?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, we're fine. Yeah, you're right.
That's what's happening.
That is exactly what's happening.
Later on in the movie, I'm Scarlett. All I'm going to do is steamroll over people I consider friends for 5 seconds because they can help me. And then I'm going to fuck them. Mm-hmm. Not even in the nice sex way. In the bend over and I have a rod of metal way.
Yeesh.
Like, you're not going to like the way that I do it.
Yeah.
And then when you don't like it, justifiably, I'm going to go, my bad. Let's keep going, though.
Yeah, come on. We're looking for the silly putty philosopher's stone.
The silly putty philosopher's stone.
Well, it's silly. And look, it kind of looked like a handful of silly putty.
Anyway, my whole point is she doesn't mind just fucking throwing everybody that she knows under the bus in order to further her own motivations.
It's for the greater good. The Philosopher's Stone. Think about what we can do with it.
Now, my dad.
Old man, bring me into this hole even though we are literally hearing the Iranian countdown for the explosion. Take me to this wall deep in the hole.
You know, it's not often that you get a countdown to 9/11. And if I were you, I'd get out of the building.
This old man is like, nah, I'm good. And she's like, come on. Well, I got to get in there.
Because she wants more than anything to be Rachel Weisz in The Mummy.
Yeah, I've not seen that one, but I believe you.
You fucking for sure have seen The Mummy. Don't you lie to me about that.
I've never seen The Mummy.
Oh,
has it got The Rock in it?
That's the second one. The first one is a fucking classic.
I haven't seen either of them.
Oh, I wish it was a horror movie. It's more of an action comedy.
Yeah, sorry. You're going to have to wait till we start our second podcast.
Yeah. What would we call it?
Regular movie club. just movie club.
Just movie club.
And all films are allowed.
Just any movie club.
Yep. Pornographic or otherwise. That's the tagline.
So in this fucking hole,
in this hole, this living room wall hole.
Yeah.
This nice man's Iranian living room with his Iranian wife.
Yeah, Iranian rugs, which are worth thousands elsewhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just here's a nice dirty hole. So we go in there, and we dodge security. We go around some corners. We come to a wall with some inscriptions on it.
Yeah.
And she looks at it and goes, "There's more."
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where she pulls this hammer and chisel out of.
She just had him. Doesn't matter.
She just had him. Yeah.
She's an archaeologist.
And now
later on in the Talking Head interview, she's at an active dig. That's it.
Yeah, I figured she was like a teacher or something. I didn't think she was.
No, she's a rich white woman. All right, that's it.
At some point they talk about
trying to avenge her father, despite the fact that he offed himself. Thus, there's nothing to avenge.
We're just avenging.
Yeah,
just avenging.
On principle alone.
So picture a wall with a big chunk of it busted out, and behind that is another wall with all this inscription. And so she's like, "There's more," and instead of like chiseling away at like the edges to reveal more, like I thought she was going to,
dead center.
Yeah, like an ape.
Yep.
And I guess I'm to believe this little itty bitty hammer.
Yeah.
And this tiny itty bitty chisel.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, 4 swings before she just could kick the wall out of the way? Like styrofoam?
This wall, all right?
Barely a wall.
That has a bunch of ancient Aramaic characters on it that have been carved into it with a hammer and chisel. It's broken down by a hammer and chisel and a foot.
Well, that's the difference. They didn't have a lady kicking.
It really annoyed me that she goes at it with the fucking chisel for like 2 or 3 swings, and then she's like, "Fuck it, this ain't fast enough. I'm gonna hit it with the hammer. All 115 pounds of me, and the hammer that's smaller, like a rat's hammer."
And then
Ratatouille's hammer if he was a fucking carpenter instead of a chef.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's the smallest hammer you can buy.
But that doesn't matter.
It's the most delicate hammer. Yeah,
and of course, it's her that breaks through that wall and uncovers the secret.
Well,
and not any other person who may have just tripped and fallen against that wall in the past week and a half.
I thought you were expecting the old man to have helped her.
He could have.
He could have, honestly, yeah. If
he could have opened that wall right the fuck up. He could have sneezed on that wall and it would open up. It would open up like a fucking sand pit.
Look, this wall opens up like saloon doors.
It sure does. And right on the other side of 3 inches of stone is a thing that hasn't been fucking found in like thousands of years, centuries.
Yeah, you're telling me nobody went, sounds hollow back there. Why don't we just pop this fucker off, huh?
Sounds like a room in there.
Huh. If I'm not mistaken, if I know my echolocation, sounds like a bull. A great big onyx black bull with carvings.
Is it a bull? Because for some reason I thought it was a fucking elephant.
I think it's a bull with like 2 horns.
I'm sure that it is, and that you're right. I just wasn't paying attention.
I'm sure a bull is a symbol for something.
I will say this. Pretty good use of the whole like found footage, I need to have a camera for a reason aspect of these kinds of movies, because recording hieroglyphs instead of like, because it's obvious you can't transport that out of a cave, right? So just filming all of the characters, like that doesn't really happen all that much in movies.
That seems like something a lazy student would do, rather than like take nice etchings and, you know how you like put a piece of paper over and you like a scribble on it?
Like in elementary school when you're trying to transcribe a leaf into a notebook?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's a waste of time. And we don't have very much of it because the cave's going to explode.
Yeah, there's literally air raid sirens going off.
There are, and patrolmen.
And, all right, and this is the point where the old man's like, "I'm out of here."
Yeah. I set my Apple Watch to this time, and we're at it.
That's a whole lot of bull.
5 minutes ago.
Let's go.
Yeah, bull Oni.
And yeah, he's gone, and then she's got to film the whole bull, and that takes another 2 or 3 seconds there.
Yeah, it does.
And at this point, I can't tell if was it a countdown or if there's just a siren to stall for some more time, but she leaves. And here's just a man hanging, unexplained.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, what did that old man just run by this man hanging and say, "Fuck all"?
He's got a family at home.
Is it? Yeah.
That's all that matters.
He's got dinner on the table, and ain't no hanging body gonna slow him down. What is she's just there?
He's got to keep on moving.
Yeah, you're damn right.
Oh my god.
I don't I just was like, okay, so nobody's gonna help this man.
No.
And
Well, he's long gone.
I was like, is he like the owner of the cave? Did he do something horrible that he's got to disappear to? Like, what is this? Is this a whole second thing? Nah, Ghost Dad.
Yeah.
Ghost Dad, Bill
That's
Cosby.
It. Ghost Dad.
Ghost Dad.
That's it.
But you don't get to know. It's not like she passes through him like
Not
he's a
the dad
ghost.
you'd want to wrap his arms around you and massage you while you're doing pottery.
No. By the way, that's just Ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost Dad is Bill Cosby.
Oh, no, I know.
Okay, I just want you to know.
I was running through all of the weirdly rapey ghosts in my head, and that was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah. That's
Also,
that's kind of the only one that comes to mind over here.
I don't...
Casper, maybe.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Casper.
Casper
But it
and
was
his
like in
uncles.
reverse, weirdly, because he was the younger one.
Stinky and Farty and Stretch. That's like 8% of their names right there.
You're
Stinky,
not at all
Stinky
wrong.
And Stretch.
You're not. I totally forgot their fucking names, those ghost names.
Fucking Farty.
The only thing I remember
I don't know.
about Casper is, first of all, Christina Ricci, but
Dumpy.
then because I was young enough to be able to call her hot without it being disgusting, and the woman parking her fucking car on the side of a cliff and then walking out of it and falling to her death.
I recall that, and I recall the floor.
Also, a roller coaster for some reason.
Yeah.
Just a roller coaster
think
in
so.
a house.
I think
like
so.
the fucking Harry Potter bank.
Something like that. I'm remembering that now.
You know?
And this is a real home.
And a wet ectoplasmic kiss. That also
I don't
happens.
remember that.
Yeah. Well, Casper turns into a boy, and then they kiss.
Oh, he shouldn't. That's not right.
I'll only kiss you if you turn into a boy.
You should stay fucking dead.
This is the worst Frog Prince story ever.
How long has Casper been a ghost for? He's probably like a 40-year-old man.
Oh, yeah. Moaning Myrtle's like 103 years old. All right?
Yeah.
Preying on kids in a bathroom.
You're goddamn right. Except it's Casper, and he's preying on kids in a mansion up on a hill with the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC. I can't remember who.
Boys. Or Michael Jackson's ghost.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Two
We came
ghosts.
full circle.
Two
just like
ghosts
that.
you want to stay away from.
Yeah. If you're a kid.
Or just anybody in general.
Right here I wrote, Scarlett's already seeing visions of her dead dad on camera before the movie even properly starts. Because that's, yeah, man, your whole point is valid. Why am I getting this, like, all this information that's irrelevant right now because I don't have any other information?
I honestly, even when the information was relevant, I didn't put it together. She even was like, yeah, my dad hung himself. What of it? And I was like, all right, so who's this dude in the tunnel, though?
Yeah. So
nobody fucking helped him.
Yeah, the tunnel explodes, and then we just cut to the talking head interview where she explains their entire motive.
I think she makes it back.
She does, yeah. She's just screaming his name, and then, oh, I'm here with the hole.
Yeah.
All right, we're out.
Nice. Great. Yeah.
So, like, the movie starts with, and like,
well, first of all, it starts with her surviving an explosion.
Yeah,
with,
that's true.
With waves of debris.
Yeah, an explosion that's meant to cave in an entire tunnel structure.
Yeah, but she's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's all good. I just got a little dust in my eyes and mouth.
Indiana Jones'd it out of there.
Yes, she did.
Thank God.
Indiana Bones.
Thank God. Yeah. So then, yeah, talking head interview. Sorry, I was angry. Angry for a lot of reasons.
And this is where we learn that the whole thing. This is the whole movie. All right, I'm trying to find the Philosopher's Stone because my dad's dead and that was his life's pursuit.
Harry Potter made it seem like a fun idea, so we are also gonna do that.
A fundamental issue with the Philosopher's Stone is that its creator is fucking dead.
Yeah.
The whole point is that it's supposed to grant eternal life, but Nicolas Flamel has died.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure it works all that good.
You might recognize that name from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And also Full Metal Alchemist, I believe.
I looked things up while I was watching this because I wanted to know how historically accurate it is. And this is like it's folklore, but there's precedence for this. There's precedence for what she's saying.
It's a magic rock. Yes, it's folklore. Yes, it is. It's a magic rock that makes you live forever.
I would like to have one.
We would,
all right?
we would know the ingredients. We have real-ass scientists with lasers now. It would be, everybody would have one in their home.
She's like, I'm really into alchemy, which is just putting liquids together until something explodes. That's the entirety of alchemy right there.
Look, Nobody in this movie does alchemy at all. Nobody draws a transmutation circle. Nobody claps their hands and slaps it down.
No, you get French Butterfly putting his graffiti tag on a historical monument.
You sure do.
That's the closest you get to alchemy.
Yep.
I refuse to pronounce his name in the French. It's fucking Butterfly. I don't care.
Oh, yeah, totally. I just called him guide and French leader.
Because when I hear... So...
Papillon.
Yeah. All right. But his graffiti tag is just Pap. Like the smear.
Or the champagne pappy, right? Is that Drake? Is that Drake's
familiar.
Twitter handle?
Champagne Poppy.
Is
which
it Poppy?
I think Puerto Rican, but I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm just trying to sound hip and cool.
Fine.
And so I like to mention that I know what Drake is.
Don't worry.
Trust me.
We're aware that Drake exists, guys. Okay?
We'll figure it out one day, but we know it is.
All right. We're not that old. Give us a Drake.
Yeah. Oh God.
As above, so below.
For fuck's sakes.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I don't care. The whole thing is, this fucking black guy decides that he wants to film this documentary of her being, which is funny enough, Nathan Drake from Uncharted.
Is that?
This is basically Uncharted. This
hey,
all the way down to
one, yeah.
my dad's old notebook. This is fucking Uncharted.
It basically it's Uncharted or Indiana Jones for children. For children, Jay. This might as well have been a CGI animated Barbie film.
Okay, but when you were a child, how many times did you see somebody get their fucking head curb stomped onto a rock in a tunnel? Too many, apparently, by that side. Holy shit.
I've seen some shit.
A fucking Vietnam PTSD fit just now.
I did one time see American History X as a child.
Yeah, me too.
And I only saw that part, though.
I saw the whole movie and I didn't understand it, which is kind of ironic given my skin color.
You know, it's probably best you didn't understand it. You would have been upset,
now.
Jay.
I do now in a big way.
You would have been very upset.
I would have been very upset as an 8-year-old.
Yeah. So, yeah, talking head interview, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even notice this guy joined the film. I'm not going to lie. I kind of missed the part where they're like, and now there's a camera guy.
There's some dialogue between them.
I don't think that
there is. There's a little bit. So, like, he comes out from behind the camera because there's a guy. This is how they shoehorn the introduction of this guy into the film, okay? By having just a random dude in the back need to examine a stone within frame. So he comes out. They establish that he can't speak French, despite this being in Paris, and just so that he can be like, "Excuse me, get the fuck out of my shot." That's it.
I must have been blacked out for that. I must have been looking down.
Breathe on that. Let's just take a chill pill on the racism, okay? If you were blacked out, you would have seen him.
I'm not quite sure what to say as a white man right now. You've got me in check. So yeah, who is she talking? Oh, the old man says that, and anybody who tries to find this is a quest for madness.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, my dad wasn't crazy. He just hung himself.
Yeah.
Basically, that then you're like, oh, dead dad, dead dad notebook. Gotcha. This is not, you didn't do any of the legwork. You're just looking for the rock now.
Yeah, no, we're picking up the pieces of my dead father.
Yeah.
That's the whole quest. That's the whole fucking movie.
And
the movie exists because of a dead father.
They shoehorned it in there nicely with that one sentence.
Yes, they did.
All right.
And then again, during the talking head interview where, like you said before, let's talk about your fucking, is it weird to talk about your father? And it's just, why? Because he killed himself?
Because yes!
Cut straight to the interior of a clock tower where we just inexplicably and by miracle know that George, the guy that I haven't spoken to since I sent him to jail in Turkey, because I needed to continue going forward with this quest to avenge my father's death, despite the fact that there's nothing to avenge. I just took this guy, and the second that we meet George, it's immediately obvious that there is some kind of latent emotional connection between them.
There sure is.
There was a romance at some point.
There definitely was.
But like somebody who hates the dentist, we're not gonna floss any of those teeth. We're just gonna leave that be. We're just gonna leave that to exist and fester in the back of my fucking head. Where the whole movie we're not gonna talk about the relationship, and at the very end we have a meaningful moment. Oh, sick! Cool
really,
that I couldn't have been along for that ride.
It's a really fucking awkward moment, too, by the way.
It sure is, because it's undeserved. There's no reason to have it, because there's no other point in the movie where they share a fucking anything of emotional meaning between each other. As a matter of fact, their on-screen chemistry is fucking stupid. They talk like friends who've hated each other since high school.
Yeah. And he definitely treats her like that the second she walks into this clock tower that they know he's in.
Yeah, thank you for interrupting my B&E so that I can do repairs on a clock that's 200 years old.
That nobody asked me to do, and I'm probably ruining it.
Well, I mean, he fixes it.
Yeah, but like the fact that it's broken is kind of the thing, is it not? Like you wouldn't fix the Liberty Bell. It's cracked, right?
Oh, like your argument being that it's a part of history, the fact that it no longer functions.
Yeah.
So you're actually undermining hundreds of years of history.
Yeah,
by fixing.
Exactly, because like
a really good point that I hadn't
nobody
considered.
looks pleased that it starts dinging.
No, they're just staring at it baffled.
Like
what prankster rang a bell inside? Who brought an air horn into the locked tower?
Real funny, guys.
Yeah, great.
We all know that clock stopped ticking when Hitler died, and that's why we love it so much. You restarted the Hitler clock.
He's gonna come back.
Dun 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 dun. Give me all your paintings. Dun 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 dun.
Give me your clothes, your boots, and your Jewish people.
Bad. Oh, shit. Bad to the bone.
So like, yeah, the premise is that he's doing a good thing. But yeah, like no way, and like they go to all the trouble after he fixes it of having them like lean over the balcony, and they're like, "Look at this, 10 people have noticed."
I'm like the Banksy of really loud sounds,
unappreciated in his time,
unappreciated
clock,
and also just ding dongs that nobody asked for.
The loudest ding dongs in the town square too. Maybe they wanted. Maybe somebody just broke it because it was loud as fuck.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're pretty obnoxious. Not everybody gives a fuck that there's a church in the area. And also that it's 12, 1, 2, 3,
yeah, great.
4.
Thanks for the heads up.
And also on the 30s and the quarters, too, sometimes if you're a really shitty church to be around.
I don't like that. That's a real thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Oh, my God. It's like, and every hour, it's like a dun, dun,
How the fuck are people
dun.
operating still as if watches don't exist?
Right? Who needs to audibly know what time it is? Is this George Orwell's fucking 1967 there?
Oh my God, you were so close.
I know.
I was going to be impressed with you.
It's 60-something.
84?
Oh, I'm thinking of something different.
So Scarlett's whole character becomes trading on how hot she is in order to just, fuck people in the ass.
And let me
who
tell
give
you,
her the benefit of the doubt.
Stock's already pretty low on this one. And this trading system,
the second they show up, George's first words are to Benji is his name, the guy doing the documentary. Stay the fuck away from this dumb cunt because I was in jail in Turkey.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with your hole or the cave.
And then she bats her fucking siren ass, her succubus ass eyes.
Yeah, all right. I'll translate the nonsense because you obviously can't. And what good are you?
This is what we in the movie business call a foot in the door moment. Okay, I'm gonna do this, but nothing else. Is some Scooby-Doo ass way of saying I'm gonna do this and everything else.
I really enjoy. My favorite part is when he's like, "No, I'm not going in the cave," and they're like, "We bought you a headlamp. I'm not going in the cave. All right, here's the hole. Yeah, I'm not going in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go in there."
Well, because he didn't want to be arrested and taken to jail again because of a woman.
Well, yeah, he was put in a position, but the whole time, every time he's like, "I'm not going in there." Everybody's like, "What?
Yeah.
What? Are you kidding me?"
Nobody at the point in the subway should they have been surprised that he wasn't going in the hole.
Yeah, he said it 4 or 5 times now. He's not going in there.
90% of his dialogue up to this point is, I'm not going in that hole.
And then at one point, the Papillon is like,
Yeah.
hey man, make up your mind. Are you going in or you're not? And he's like,
no,
I just fucking said no.
Are your ears broken? I said it 15 times on the drive here.
What is in that hole that's so goddamn good?
Matter of fact, I don't even know why I was on the drive here.
But before we get to any of that,
Yeah.
there's a lot of bullshit, Jay.
Yeah,
there's a lot
is,
of fucking bullshit in this film.
Let's go.
All right. So yeah, we leave the clock tower, and
I need you to help me translate the rose key because, oh my god, let's talk about this for a second. Are you ready? Because there's no way that you're ready. Okay, this rose key is a bunch of hieroglyphs. There is no mention at any point, and this is an important point to make, of Egyptian being involved at all. At no point, just because it's a hieroglyph doesn't mean it's Egyptian by nature. They didn't invent the word. They might have. I don't know. But it's not... Hieroglyphs, they don't own the patent on hieroglyphs.
You know what? I feel like hieroglyph is a word we white people gave to their doodles.
Help me break into this museum so that I can pour a conveniently placed household cleaner on the back of a fucking... of something... Like, if you had taken the Mona Lisa off of the wall, right? And then you just put Windex on it? Somebody has to pay money. All right? Eventually, somebody has to pay money for this. I don't care if you did damage or not. You did the thing.
Yeah.
You owe some money for that.
Nah.
But no, it's all good. I'm going to use my devilish good looks. Let's be honest. He looks like somebody who's been on 3 packs a day for the past 30 years of his life. However...
What?
I'm gonna schmooze. He's not bags under the eyes constantly.
He's a busy guy. He's fixing clock tower.
And also, like, where's his income?
He was.
How's he affording these ancient tools that you have to buy from the fucking Antiques Roadshow for $10 grand a piece?
He was the lawyer on Silicon Valley.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man, get your shit together.
So we're gonna go to this museum, and I'm gonna convince the one fucking like minimum wage paid, not even curator. The chick is old enough to walk around and be in a museum.
Just a lady in the museum. Doesn't have a name tag on.
Apparently, talking to her means that the entire museum becomes empty.
Yeah, and also, while they're talking with earshot, let's make comments about her looks. You know, fuck that lady in her legs. Yeah, she's real good looking. There's fucking sweet legs on that.
There's no reason for us to be like fucking deconstructing this woman's physical appearance.
Yeah, this lady who works here. It could have been anybody who we got, but we talked to this lady. Yeah.
Once again, marker of Scarlett's personality. She's left alone for 10 seconds and immediately becomes catty about another woman.
Yep.
Right away. Yeah. There's no unresolved feelings between you two at all. But that's enough to make... So I guess she made a phone call, and all the janitors just left. On a dime, by the way. Let's make that clear.
He's got a lot of pull.
So we go in, and we're gonna look at this one specific tombstone of... I think it's Nicolas Flamel's tombstone.
It sure is.
Sure, okay. So this is all in like a not quite language, but it's shapes and symbols. And George's purpose here is to translate this stone using the rose key into Aramaic. So we pull the tombstone off the fucking wall. There's no alarms attached to these ancient pieces of art like any other art museum on Earth ever.
Oh, yeah. So, and then pulling the tombstone off the wall, we just kind of decide to do that.
Yeah.
Look, the picture, it's got a dude with a key on the back. He's
got
a key on his back. He's literally got a big old key on his back.
That's right.
Well,
conveniently, I'll put these puzzle pieces together, 2 puzzles that don't actually correspond with each other whatsoever, and determined that because there's a sun in the carved image and also a key on a back, that the key to the sun is on the back of the tombstone.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. You do have that little notebook of daddy.
Yeah, my
notes.
My dad's Drake's fucking notebook. Fucking, I'm Tom Hanks. I know the answer to everything with a couple pensive looks.
Here's my goddamn notebook that my dad wrote all his research in, that I use all of, I don't know, three bits of information out of.
3 pages is what I was going to say.
His whole fucking life,
yep.
And he only had to write 3 pages of information to find this fucking stone.
Almost as if he could have found it himself. Also,
yeah, well,
you think maybe in that notebook there might be some insights into why he committed suicide?
There ought to be. There ought to be a couple nonsensical scribblings.
Flip to the next chapter. I'm going to get the answer I've been searching for my entire adult life. Oh, and now I don't have to kill a bunch of people in a tunnel.
Well.
Nah, 'cause movie. So...
Gotta get that stone.
We pour some ammonia and lime, which also... How many cleaning products do you know have both of those ingredients?
Well,
conveniently, however, one of them is right on the janitor's cart that was left 10 feet away from this conversation.
Yeah, good thing he's got these cleaning products he probably has no need to have right here.
It's good, though, because also they're flammable on a surface like moisturizer, hand sanitizer, rather.
You're mixing any chemicals together, you're probably going to get some kind of reaction, whether... What kind of fucking... Are you a rock scientist? Are you a...
She's an everything scientist. The whole point is that she's an infallible genius, all right?
Oh, good.
That's what's up. So, yeah, we burn the back of a $1 million piece of fucking art, and we find Shroud of Turin on there. Let's read that. Now, the man whose job it is to translate random symbols, not random symbols, but meaningless otherwise symbols, into Aramaic, a language that was spoken during the time of Jesus's life. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We got to do some quick math on this.
Okay.
During his reading of this passage, which is a poem, the word betwixt is used.
Ugh.
Betwixt, a word that didn't exist until the Middle Ages. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure the Middle Ages happened after Jesus Christ did.
Now, I've only read halfway into the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still on the Jesus part.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been any Middle Ages yet.
There's no Middle Ages in that.
I've never read the Bible. Yes, Jesus Christ, as fake as he is.
He was there for sure. He was around.
Oh, sure. I'm sure there was plenty of people named Jesus walking around back then.
I don't think that he was alive once we got to Monty Python pretending the coconuts are horse hooves.
Yeah, I don't think Jesus Christ and King Arthur were ever breaking bread.
Right. So there would be no way for the word betwixt to have existed at that point.
Well, this is true, unless you're a fucking wizard.
So that means that either George... either this movie is sucks at history,
and
right?
it does,
or George put that word in there because he's a fruity bastard. Those are the two options.
He has a vernacular and he likes using it
in Aramaic. So I went all the way to the point of looking up etymology, like the word origin, because I was like, there's no way that this fucking Nicolas Flamel guy, I don't care how French he is using the word betwixt in his little fucking his cryptex. All right? Because it wouldn't have existed. And guess what? I was fucking right. I was fucking right, wasn't I? Whoops. Now later on there's a Knight Templar. Cool. We're just gonna gloss over that and not call any attention to it whatsoever. He just exists deadly on the top of a coffin.
That's Nicolas Flamel.
Great. I don't know if he was a Templar Knight or not.
Yeah.
Go ahead and look that up. Google search that shit.
That's where I kind of covered my eyes, but I still looked through the crack a little bit. I was like, it's cool. It's cool. Let's not talk about how he wasn't rotting or anything, but that's cool.
Well, that's the whole point, is that he's got the secret to eternal life, which is apparently to die.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's all good. So yeah, there's a real fucking Da Vinci Code ass riddle on the back of this tombstone.
Yeah.
And
betwixt.
Betwixt.
Which AD would have translated to the thing that separates. I don't like that they put that, because you could have written anything. You could have read half a book of like Aramaic lore and would have made that a little bit more accurate had you done so. But the second I heard that word, I was like, wait a second.
Well, Jay.
Mistakes, movie.
Hold on to your, just buckle up.
Sure.
Pull the pull the safety bar into position.
Yeah.
Make
Keep
sure
my
it's
arms
locked
inside at all times.
Because here we go, Jay. Here we go.
I'm ready.
So yeah, blah blah blah. I didn't even bother writing the fuck down what that riddle was, because it was all Latin nonsense.
Yeah.
or whatever it was, Aramaic, I don't care. I do not care because
actually it doesn't matter.
So
you don't need to care.
Later it is Latin.
Yeah.
We're just saying whatever. We're just doing whatever.
What's this? An old language nobody speaks? Let's put it in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, what are you gonna Google it? You fucking won't.
I did.
I didn't. The only thing I Googled was the Georgie. I was like, is that the fucking guy? Oh, it is. So okay, here we go. All right, we're buckled up. We're out of the museum, and we are. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure out betwixt.
Yeah.
What is it? It's betwixt the sky and the grave or something.
That's right.
Betwixt.
That's close.
Well, let me thumb through this notebook. Oh, look, alchemists believe that the devil's number is 741. Yep. So obviously that means they believe that hell is 741 feet below the earth.
Yeah,
and so in between there and there is, so obviously it's this many feet below the earth. I don't know. Catacombs. Let's go to the catacombs.
We gotta go to the Paris catacombs to solve this thing that I just put together like somebody having a psychological episode in a mental asylum.
That's literally what happens. He's just like, well, here's some things that I could be just making up as I go along. Who's gonna call me on it? It's a movie.
Here's the problem with George. Is that all he does is enable this and make things worse the whole movie.
Well, the problem
he just feeds into the fucking exact same delusion. I've heard the kind of conversation that happens in this movie in episodes of Intervention about people in meth psychosis.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's not Googling it.
Bam Margera made his own language because of Adderall. It's the same mentality that gets you fucking 350 feet under the Earth's surface.
Same mentality that gets you crawling through bones.
Yeah, man. Having a claustrophobic episode because of bones.
So, guys, here we are. We're in the catacombs.
We're not quite in the catacombs
yet.
Are
we not?
We got to meet Butterfly at the nightclub.
No. We go to the catacombs, and then we meet Butterfly, and then we go back. Because there has to be a mysterious boy drawing in the catacombs next to the bones.
Right, we're going to take the tour first.
You want to get to the secret part behind the bones? Talk to a butterfly at this fucking triple X Vin Diesel nightclub.
Fuck yeah, it is. Weird ass combination of fucking like Amsterdam rave party and weirdly Italian vampire goth.
Yeah,
we can have both of those at the same time, which honestly sounds kind of amazing.
So the plan is okay. So the Nicolas Flamel's thingamajig that we got to get to, his tomb is. It's not attached to the catacombs, obviously. And then blah blah blah. Oh well, sometimes parts of Paris just collapse.
So
for no reason, I don't know why.
The idea.
Just let it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way to word it that doesn't end with me yelling. The point of the movie has been established. The route to get the journey, however, is based entirely on the fact that structures from hundreds of years ago, literally, sometimes fall apart.
Yes.
Cool. We're going to follow a series of those structures falling apart because that obviously means that underground there's a hole.
Oh, yeah.
And that hole is the answer.
That absolutely has to be. It's this one particular spot because there's no catacombs there, so what would they collapse into? I don't know. This fucking tomb.
Basically, like, if you were to try to find a Fountain of Youth Pirates of the Caribbean style on, like, a random island in a lagoon, and your way of finding it was to flip a series of coins and make your decisions based on whether it was heads or tails. That's how this movie works.
Pretty much.
And it works out for everybody almost.
It's pretty much whether or not she decides that her dad's notebook says that.
Yeah.
It is, or whatever she believes that she inferred.
That's right.
And she's like, oh, well,
many of those, none of the words, at no point does the word know or researched or surmised. None of those words exist. It's, I guess.
Yeah.
Probably.
Not once.
Chances are.
Not once is it ever, I tried this and it didn't work.
No.
Now let's try this. No, this worked every time. Gotcha. You fucking idiots! You thought it wasn't, but it was, shitheads! Gotcha! We're in the catacombs. Here we are. The first film to ever film down here, and this is what we do.
Hey. Hey.
We walk around and we go, where's the thing? Where's Nicolas Flamel's dead ass corpse?
I just want to point out that in the nightclub scene where they first meet fucking French Butterfly, that they are yelling because it's loud in there.
Okay. That's fine.
It. Just a nice thing. Sometimes movies fuck that shit up.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we're having a regular conversation in a normal tone, but there's pounding bass in the background somehow.
Well, I'm really glad they paid attention to that, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm really glad they didn't bother having her ask 2 to 3 people. Nah, first person we ask, yeah, that guy's up there. Are you him? Yeah, I'm him.
Who's that creepy bitch who's staring at us the second that we said his name?
Yeah, I
can't help but notice that she's walking around outside of the nightclub staring at me with a camera. I have footage of this. I'm not going to bring it up to anybody.
Yeah, let's go ahead and have her be 2 or 3 times here. Just really make it seem like she's something in the film.
Yeah.
Let's really lead you down a path that ends pretty abruptly.
I got news for you.
Oh, do you?
She's in the movie later.
She is, one time.
Twice.
Oh, I'm excited to see this second time because guess what? I don't fucking believe you. I think you're mistaken.
Dude, I'll recognize those sunken heroin eyes anywhere.
I think you might have been looking at a marsupial. Was there a marsupial with those fucking great big marsupial eyes? That's the only thing I can think of is a marsupial.
Was that I'm sorry, did you see a bush baby?
Was there a goddamn wallaby in there? Where they... I'm out of marsupials.
Oh my God. You named one.
You named the only other one I know, though. I couldn't just say wallaby
Kangaroo.
again. Or no, bush baby.
Also wombat. We could keep it running.
Koala bear?
Yep, that counts.
Damn!
Pangolin. You just love that word.
Well, no, the problem with pangolin is that there's like a clip of Borat, and he's like, yeah, I brought you meat. This one's pangolin. And I was like, he's just saying penguin funny.
Nope, it's an animal. It's a real one.
Well, yeah, they kind of ran out of names. That was like the last animal ever named, I guess. And they're like, well, penguin. We'll call it penguin. We already got penguin.
It's close enough.
All right. So, so we're going to go to this nightclub because somebody who was there and then disappeared when we turned around told us to.
That's how that works.
And we're going to ask for Butterfly.
Yeah.
And expect to not get murdered.
Yeah, I mean, this really just goes well for them. We have to go to a set location at night and ask for a specific name. And everybody's got the answer. Turns out he's not that much of a secret.
Yeah, no, this must be his club.
You shouldn't have, why would you even establish the pretense that it needs to be somewhat covert?
Yeah.
When you go into a very popular area and just scream his name until he goes high?
Oh, if
yeah, you gotta find Papillon. Go to the bus stop down the street.
If this guy is...
And just yell until he shows up.
Yeah, honestly. If like, how is this a secret hole at all? If this guy is so popular, how is he not bringing everybody to this hole?
Well,
you guys want to go to the bone room? Let's go.
Let's go to the bone room.
You guys want to go smoke dope in the catacombs?
You want to see the dirty hole in the bone room?
Let's go. It's you. But like I don't understand. It's just, how is this the one guy? The most popular guy at this nightclub is the only guy who knows about this dirty little hole.
It's probably his nightclub.
Well, yeah, it has to be. They asked.
The nightclub's probably called Papillons.
And yeah, it's under the bridge.
A decent name for a nightclub, honestly.
It would until you go, oh, that means butterfly, and then you go, I'm gonna go.
Oh, this is a gay bar.
Well, that's not why you don't go there. You just don't go.
Well,
there.
It is one.
It's because it's French.
Yeah,
that's the reason.
Her fucking mistake was going to Paris in the first place. Let's be honest.
Yeah, her mistake was going through her dad's notebooks because
you should have just stayed home and got therapy.
Yeah, you probably just you probably just shouldn't have done anything.
Yeah,
obviously bad stuff is gonna happen.
Probably should have just read the book and celebrated his life.
Yeah, you probably should have remembered that. Well, alchemy is nonsense. Yeah. And
your father died for it.
Your father died for medieval fake gold coin nonsense. just tricks and nonsense. Anyway, so yeah, they're okay. We found Papillon.
Sure, let's go to the fucking
like
catacombs.
there's nothing.
I'm gonna take you through the spot where everybody is graffiti tagging it up.
Yeah,
as if it doesn't have any historical fucking significance whatsoever.
As if it's a secret at all.
Yeah,
everybody with a spray paint can knows about this
50 to
hole.
70 tags right on the entrance to the hole.
Might as well say the hole's in here.
Stop for a sec so I can put the headlamps on. Oh, just so you guys know, I didn't mention it earlier during daylight, but now that we're in the tunnel, I put cameras in the headlamps. Because here comes a cop.
If they were to show me doing it, it wouldn't have made sense because I didn't do anything.
Because it's impossible.
Yeah, because it's fake, and you're just to believe this that I did this fakely, like a fake thing I did. We're not even gonna like CGI a camera on this.
No.
Look at this headlamp that has no room for a camera in it.
I'm CGI choices as well in this movie.
I guess there was some.
It was doing so well, and then like the last 10 to 20 minutes, it's like they ran out of budget.
Well, it's like they ran out of ideas.
Or that. Either like they started CGIing stuff that didn't need to be. It didn't make any fucking sense to have post effects on the guys exploding out of the walls, because in the very next shot, it's real people in costumes. You could have just had that. You didn't need a CGI falling down the fucking tunnel back to the manhole, because you could have just panned a camera across some rocks over and over. How is that harder?
You could have just chucked a couple dolls down a.
Sure could have.
I feel like they did that when what's his face falls. I feel like it was a very like comedically like a dummy
Sears mannequin down a hole and just filmed it.
Yeah, it's exactly what they did.
Blue tracksuit on it and just filmed that.
Like the way it just like lands and then just doesn't move.
It made me think of Wreck. Remember when the dude falls down like the center of the stairs?
Yeah, it's exactly what it. Yes,
yeah, he just splats and that's it.
Oh my god, just a sack of flour hitting the floor, going terminal velocity.
The first thing that I noticed inside of these catacombs, okay, the way to get George into the catacombs is that Butterfly gets attacked by a police officer because they don't want people in the fucking catacombs.
It was a jump scare. It didn't make any sense because there hasn't been cops at all.
No, and also just civilians standing. So I'm pretty sure in France, the police, their go-to move isn't to fucking Goldberg spear somebody to the ground.
Right.
Without saying a word at all to them. Fairly certain that's not how police operate. Now, I could be wrong.
I mean, maybe they want to get the jump on him. They don't want to give him a chance to scuttle in the hole.
On one guy of an entire group?
I mean, they picked the right one. The one that knows where to go. Sort of knows where to go.
They go down into this fucking hole, and then in order to evade police pursuit, just throw smoke bombs.
Like a Batman supervillain. Just have those on you.
Yeah. My larger issue was, doesn't really make the hole disappear, though, does it?
No.
Oh, now that I can see because the smoke is dissipated, I guess I'll just go down into the only place they could have gone.
Yeah, the one direction there is to go.
That's weird how that works.
Yeah, I didn't, because like they're not in like a hurry either to get away from the entrance. They're just like, well, let's dust ourselves off. Where's the butterfly man?
That's true. And then also like they're speaking pretty like they're trying to speak quiet because it's implied that they're hiding, but at the same time, again, there's only one place they could have gone.
Yeah.
So how about run? Like, you've been found.
Yeah, find
hide and seek is over. It's the tag part now.
Find a fork in the road.
Yeah.
And just go. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, right. Well, they're getting the tour of the catacombs. I don't know if you were listening to what the tour guide was saying, but apparently, according to this film, the tour guide, the catacombs were a solution to the smell of rotting corpses.
Yeah. My first thought, Frostpunk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You gotta find a place for the bodies. Otherwise, the living get upset.
Just out in the snow for now.
They'll freeze and stop smelling.
I think I started burning them. I think that was the solution.
The opposite of the Louisiana solution to this problem. Oh, the bodies are smelling bad? Okay. Deeper. I got an idea. How about deeper?
Nah. More boxes. Put them in another box.
Seal that one.
Play some trumpets real loud and blow the stink.
So we're in these... Blow the stick. So we're in these catacombs, and the first thing that we see is the just in a random room inside these catacombs, a fucking full-on Suspiria-style satanic ritual. Hey man, guess what? End of catacombs. Hey, this stone, I don't care now. You know how little I care? I care so little I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm going away from whatever this is, probably for the rest of my life. Also, the woman leading that whole congregation is the same one from the nightclub.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the one
Later
I did
on,
notice.
she yells in the face of the camera while holding a baby for no reason.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do remember that because that was
It didn't make any fucking sense.
That was an animated still image.
Yes, it was.
Beautiful. So this movie just kind of fucks itself right here and just.
How's that?
Oh
tell
boy.
me.
You mean you want to have a sound that starts off as like the sound of wind and turns into like a choir of the damned? You want to have a sound that could very well be just, I don't know, background sound effect added into the movie, but it's not. It's actually in the movie. So now am I to question every sound like that?
Turns out, yes.
Yes. And guess what? Sometimes it's just sounds in the background.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just added in dramatic sounds, and
That's
you
right.
go, whoa.
Sometimes you're just in a cave where there's water.
Yep. Sometimes you just can't hear for a few minutes, and
Yep.
and there's no explanation because some guy touched some water. Now everybody sounds like they're under it.
Okay, well, I know exactly what scene you're talking about, and that's because they're inside the portal to hell.
Sure. Sure, Jay.
Let's
Sure.
just... That response is exactly as much attention as that movie gives the idea.
Yep.
So that's fine.
Sure. Yeah.
Have that response, because I had the same one.
But yeah, back to the fucking choir of the damned.
Yeah.
What did I wrote? I wrote, here we go. You can hear either a wind in the tunnels or a horrific choir of the damned. It's the damned. And then, and through a crack in the wall, there's a room full of candles and 3 people doing their best impression of the THX sound.
Yes, that's accurate, because it does build.
And like,
Now.
they don't hear this guy stand there and be like, sometimes there's real nut fucking bags down here, eh? These guys lost all their goddamn Skittles. All right, let's keep going. Fuck these nuts, huh?
It's like 5 feet of separation between him. He's not even whispering.
He's looking them in the goddamn eyes, and he's like, these people are fucking out of their minds.
The most disrespectful shit. No wonder they die later.
Oh my god.
So we have to go back for a brief period to talk about what the stakes are like in these catacombs, okay?
Sure.
It's established by a woman whose name is Suxi.
Yeah, I'm really glad
Hey.
when she died. I was like, great, I don't have to
Hear
pretend I
that
know how to
name
pronounce
ever
that.
again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking spell, French people. Anyway, she explains that if your headlamp runs out of batteries, you'll die. If you run out of food and water, you'll die. If you have claustrophobia, you'll die. If you go in the catacombs, you'll die. Probably stay above ground or you'll die. All right, cool. Let's all go.
It sounds like you're just making this up as you go along.
It also kind of sounds like you're giving me plenty of reasons not to go in the catacombs.
Yeah, that too.
Tons of reasons. Tons of really good reasons to not go.
Oh, yeah.
You're really selling me going home.
If you haven't ever seen Bones before, prepare yourself. There's a couple.
Yeah, dude, and Angel is nowhere to be found. Angel is the other character in Bones. Is Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
The other woman was hot, and then she had a kid, and that stopped happening.
Wait,
I'm sorry. Sometimes that's just what happens.
Bones?
Yes,
Bones is...
the TV show.
Yeah, and that's in the Buffy the Vampire?
No, so Angel is the guy from Buffy.
Yeah. And he had a show, Angel, right?
Yeah, he did.
And then Bones?
Yes.
Is he in Bones?
He's the partner.
I thought Bones was like part
Bones
of the Buffy.
is the woman,
Yeah.
and then her partner is Angel from Buffy.
Yeah.
He's not Angel in Bones.
Okay, see, here's where I got mixed up. I was like, well,
Okay.
holy shit.
No, because I don't know his actual fucking name. I would just call him fake Christian Balemouth.
You just call him Bones. Or, well, call him Angel. Or Angel Bones. or Bone Angel. I'm going to know who you're talking about.
Bone Angel sounds like the kind of angel I don't want to be visited by or touched.
Well, that's the kind of angel that removes your bones.
Oh, okay.
Through a hole.
Speaking of bones and holes, as above, so below, and we're in the Paris catacombs right now.
Yeah.
Now, my concern is, as they're walking through and they keep talking about getting lost, right? And how darkness is your enemy. And this guy went to all the trouble of bringing smoke bombs and all this mountain climbing gear that they'll get in trouble with, or in trouble for if they're found with it by police. Where's your candles? People bring candles down so often, and in fact, that he holds one up and goes, "There's candles. People live down here."
Yeah, there's a hot candle.
Here's my problem, though. Why aren't you leaving breadcrumbs? I understand that cave systems can collapse slowly over time, right? And sometimes you can't go back where you came from. But bring light sources that aren't battery operated.
Maybe.
Throw some shit. He puts one graffiti tag at the entrance. Put that shit everywhere on the route in and out.
That's a good point.
Because sometimes you need to get out. Because food's out there.
I think he's supposed to be like an expert on the cave, but even still.
Cool, man. What the fuck?
Bring a little string and rope it up as you go.
I've been watching too much I Shouldn't Be Alive. The common theme in that entire series is that people go out into places unprepared.
I went in there and I
Do
should
better.
have.
Hey, he's got a fucking story for every day of the week of somebody who went into the catacombs and we never saw him again. Maybe make sure that doesn't happen to you.
Yeah, maybe just don't go in.
Or don't go into them. They're underground and locked for a reason.
Like, it's a hole full of bones.
Is that fun for you?
There's nothing down there that's fun other than these people just holding one voluminous note.
Also, if I'm going into the catacombs, into like a deep section that's collapsed in the past 100 years ago to find a hidden tunnel that nobody's explored, because if they would have explored it, then the treasure would have been taken already, I'm not going to put my entire life in the hands of one French man.
Yeah, I might do a little more hard-hitting research than one single map.
And a 23-year-old in a nightclub yesterday.
One single map that isn't even of the catacombs.
Nope.
It's just of Paris.
As a matter of fact, say that this isn't the catacombs.
Yeah, this map doesn't show collapses and like what's full of water. I know, and you got to follow me.
Man. Just your argument alone makes you sound like an insane person who murders people in the catacombs.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So here we are in the catacombs.
Yeah.
Following somebody we just met yesterday.
So because George has found himself inside of them, much to his own chagrin, let's pause for a second so that I can once again tell you, hey, I'm sorry that your brother's dead and that I put you in jail in Turkey, where people, I'm not going to say rape is like encouraged, but I mean, it's certainly not looked at.
What?
All I'm saying is a good reason to cut somebody out of your life is if they send you to prison.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sorry, I took 1 minute to read the next sentence in my notes.
And I started talking about rape.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that Turkish prisons aren't the most forgiving prisons.
You know what?
That's it.
I don't think any prisons are very forgiving.
It's a tiered system, as in from your eyes.
I figured it was a tiered system in how large your bank account was.
I mean, sure.
And where the top tier is, you just don't go.
Yeah.
Because you're good. You mean you're not good. You're good in the way where you just had enough money.
Anyway, my point is that she fucking, like, we have to pause the whole movie so that she could be like, I'm sorry about that. I just want you to know that I'm sorry about that. I know that I apologized in the clock tower, but I'm going to apologize again. Now that I've once again put you in a situation that makes you extremely upset. We need to keep moving, though. Scarlett's favorite thing to say in this movie is, I don't care about your problems. We need to keep moving.
Yeah, she really does
I put you in this situation. Let's continue in it.
She really likes to keep moving. That's the one
Loves
thing.
it.
She
Huge
wants
fan.
this stone and she wants it bad. She
Yeah.
wants it more than she wants anything else.
So as we're in the catacombs, we come to, I mean, I guess you could call it a fork in the road, but the fork is made of bones.
Yeah, much like ancient dinnerware, it is made of bones.
You got two options, all right? You got this little platform 9 3/4 in the wall.
That's been walled up.
You've got this Willy Wonka-ass, much smaller door than a human is.
Oh, wait, okay, maybe that's the one that's been walled up.
Yes, it is. And then you've got this pile of bones that you've got to crawl over. Which do you choose, Matt?
Well, look, I'm going in the one that's been walled up. I don't...
Why is that? Here's the problem with the one that's been walled up, though. We saw a guy go in there once, and then we didn't see him.
Then why did you wall it up? He's in there. Why the fuck would you wall it up if he didn't come out?
That's fucking rude.
Did you even wait? Did he go in there and just walled it up immediately? Like, what the fuck?
He was probably helping from the other side.
Oh, like to jump ahead, like he's in there.
Yeah, he's he's right in there.
He comes out and he's like, "You didn't even look for me."
I forgot, dude. I forgot. It's like the first thing that he says.
Yes. He just fucking comes over and goes, "Hey, you didn't.
Where were you?
Hey."
Suddenly the draft went away.
Yeah.
I've just been in here for so long that my eyes are now all pupil.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I have no iris. Trust me, though.
I can see everything.
Holy
in
shit.
the dark.
Fucking, I turned into one of those monsters from The Descent while you were gone.
Yeah, you're lucky his skin didn't go transparent.
Holy shit.
I couldn't figure out if he was evil because his eyes were all black. If that was...
I have your answer.
I mean, just because it's dark, right?
The answer is, when they go from the dead Nicholas room underwater, and then they're in the treasure room after that.
Yeah.
There's a shot of him in there.
There sure is.
But he's not wet.
There sure is.
And so he's not a person.
Okay.
That's it.
See, I wrote right at that exact point, he must be an NPC and they just got too far away, and so he teleported.
Oh, yeah, he phased in.
Yeah.
When you turn around because it reloads what's behind you to save RAM.
Pretty much. He doesn't have the animation for swimming,
that makes
so
sense.
he just pops in once you climb through. Yeah, I noticed that. That was really weird. He was already in there helping him up, or being behind him.
Standing in the corner,
staring. Yeah, being
Michael King in it in the monastery.
Michael King in it, just Gabe in the office, just being there,
being a tall, spindly man in a corner,
just being a cave person trying to interact with other people. Also
from Silicon Valley. It's funny that you bring this full circle.
Love Silicon Valley. So, okay, well, what do you go back the way you came? Do you take the bone hole?
I go home.
Yeah.
When the options are take the bone hole, right, where we've stacked bones for centuries, or the walled off passageway that everybody that goes into we never see again, I choose neither. And if going home isn't an option, well, I sit down, and I mean that's the end of the journey for me.
Yeah.
I sit right down where I don't have to deal with bones or demons, and I just stay. I stay right there.
That's a fair answer.
I'll tell you what I don't fucking do.
Tell
me as a person, and I don't like how seen I felt, because the one black character in this movie has a claustrophobic episode while in the bone tunnel.
Oh, that scene went on for so long.
And let me tell you to your face, accurate representation.
Oh my God, yes.
Because if it was me, same thing would have happened, except there'd be more stabbing. There'd be much more stabbing and actually much less argument.
I was getting like that sitting there watching the
dude.
movie. I was like, Scarlett, shut the fuck up.
Oh, she's trying to lead him through the shit. He's clearly not cool with what's happening at all. And like giving me advice right now is not helpful because you're out of the hole. And you're good, man.
Your advice is just like, chill.
Move the bones around.
Chill.
I've been moving the fucking bones around this entire time I've been crawling through here, bitch.
Relax. You're just laying on bones and with rats that are biting you.
Yeah,
Just relax.
And the music keeps building because the people are getting closer from a place I can't see.
Yeah, like...
Sick.
I'm glad
this is
that
a really cool, relaxing atmosphere for me. It's easy for me to lower my fucking heart rate when I'm like this.
Just woosah. I watched
Retard your anger. It's retarded. I'm retarded.
I watched that recently.
Good.
Love it. Yeah, I enjoyed that he at least brought it up, because even I was like, this music is making this 1,000 times worse.
Oh my god, dude.
He's like, why do they have to keep singing this fucking song?
I'm just in hell.
Just ask them to stop. They didn't seem very reasonable.
You know what would have helped? Like, if you have smoke bombs in the backpack, give me a real one, and I'll put it in the bones. That'll clear this place out real fast. No problems at all.
Oh, yeah. Because you can't see the bones. You know?
Also, like, you're inhaling bone dust. Also, like, when you crawl, keep your palms elevated so that you don't get cut by bone disease. By dirty bone-teria.
He does say that. He's
Holy
like,
fuck.
put your arms up in your sleeves.
Thanks, man. This is the end of the trip for me, I think.
Yeah, you guys go in the bone hole. I'll be here to make sure that the singing just keeps...
I'm gonna make sure all's not quiet on the home front.
Here's the thought.
Yeah.
Something I didn't think about. So, say they're to go back the way they came. Like, the police are just there.
Oh, like, they don't go away.
Like, they're just gonna stand there by that hole with a mallet.
Hey, guys.
Poke your Tom and Jerry head ass out.
Like whack-a-mole?
Yeah, exactly. So
the guy, by the way,
don't be the first one.
The guy who disappeared in the tunnel, his name is the Mole.
Is it?
Yeah. La Taupe, which is French for mole.
Oh, yeah, because he lives down there, too. What are you eating down there?
I don't know. Ask the people in the fucking, like, New York subway system that's decommissioned. They still exist, too.
Rats.
That.
Yeah, moving the bones around makes this tunnel collapse, and I'll tell you what, Benji is having none of it.
Well, as would I. Thanks, Scarlett, for killing 5 people.
Yeah.
Really cool that you just killed 5, and it doesn't matter that they're alive right now, all right? You put 5 people in a position where it's very likely that they'll die.
Yeah.
And then she just goes, I'm sorry, we have to keep moving.
But guys, stone.
Yeah, it's really easy to indenture myself emotionally to a character when she doesn't give a fuck about anyone else.
For real. She's got stone on the brain, and it's terminal.
She's got fucking stone in the brain.
I wrote down Benji must have moved a load-bearing bone in his shuffle.
A Rosetta bone?
A load-bearing Rosetta bone. And oh, hey, guess what? We're right back where we started.
Yeah, except this time, we're going to see just the physical manifestation of memories that are personal. So a piano where the one key from my childhood doesn't work. You know, when my brother was alive?
You know what was funny about that piano that not working? Because, like, okay, so we're back to the door where we're not supposed to go in there. And what's the reason we don't go in there? It's a bad place.
Oh, yeah.
Believable, absolutely.
A couple people disappeared inside that hole.
It's a bad place.
Yeah.
It's just not good to go in.
Let's go in.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. You're not very convincing when you just tell me it's a bad place. It's because there's Christmas presents in there, right? That's what you're hiding? So we go in there. And yeah, there's a piano, and fucking Ron LaFlamme goes to play it, and the key doesn't work. And you know what my thought was?
What's that?
Well, as above, so below. You know, piano doesn't work up there, piano doesn't work down here. But that's not where they got the name for the movie. So I thought I was onto something. I was stoned out of my mind. I was like, I'm onto something here.
I'm just sitting here trying to put those pieces together that you've obviously shoved together.
They went down.
You're taking those puzzle pieces, you're cutting them to fit.
They're below.
They are.
The piano didn't work above. The piano don't work below.
Well, that's the whole thing. So, all right. You are onto something, okay? In the sense that passageway that was walled off, that they only had to go into out of necessity, it's the physical representation of the portal to hell. So now they're on the journey toward the gates. That's the whole, like, based on the fucking, the tombstone that they read, that's what they're talking about. The philosopher's stone is going to be nearby the gates of hell. There's a Templar Knight guarding it. And this is the part that they don't explain in the movie. So you're just forced to kind of put it together yourself if you know enough rudimentary knowledge of, like, old dirty lore of fake things from hundreds of or thousands of years ago.
If you can follow the half-assed string thread that Scarlett's weaving throughout her dad's notebook,
that's right.
Good luck to you.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna go a little bit ahead of my notes here because I I'm gonna sum this whole situation up, the rest of this movie up right now.
Sum it up for me.
Okay? If I handed you a Rubik's Cube and you tried to solve it by matching the color of each side to a corresponding year during which Kevin Bacon didn't make a movie, I'd go to prison for beating you to death with a Rubik's Cube. It's a miracle that Scarlett wasn't stabbed to death by any of these people. The second that she goes, they're in the fucking the dead end corridor, and she's looking at one phoenix that's carved into a pillar. All right, this cave system has collapsed 3 separate times, indicating that there's a tunnel, but somehow this one room is still fully intact, to the point where, like Brendan Fraser in The fucking Mummy, I can see one scarab on one rock, and I can count to 7. We're fine. We're saved.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God that she was right and not wrong at all from the absolute baloney.
Every single fucking spaghetti wall hunch that she has that gets these people through an hour and a half of movie.
Yeah, just whatever she can make up as she goes along here. I read in my dad's notebook that rocks are sometimes on the ground, so there's probably an entrance.
We got to go under.
Yeah, we got to pick up every rock until we find a door.
So he had to stand up on a stool to throw the noose over the banister, so we have to go down.
Jesus Christ. At some point, she just like rounds a corner and there's a noose just hanging there.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
And then it disappears when she turns back.
Yeah, great.
The mole.
Throw a dad in there.
When they meet the mole, he says, first of all, he comes out speaking English, which we're in France.
That's good.
Why is he speaking English right away?
Why are any of these people?
Why is he speaking English right away to his 2 French primarily speaking friends and the other guy they brought along? Anyway, glossing over that, all he says is, "You're trying to get out." He doesn't say out of the catacombs. He doesn't say to ground level. He doesn't say to safety. He just says out.
And I noted that too.
Specify, motherfucker.
Yep.
Out to where, man? Because I see your eyes, and I don't trust anybody who looks like a child that just walked out of the woods with their eyes like that.
Yeah, boy, oh boy. You're either on something or you're off something, and I don't like either answer.
Also, how long have you been down here? What have you been eating?
Again, they walled you in for a reason. Yeah. So there's a phone ringing as well.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what's up with this phone ringing? Oh yeah, the phone company used to run cables down here through the catacombs.
Yeah.
Over the bones.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Also, on the end of that sentence, they've abandoned this a long time ago.
Oh,
so you could have said nothing. You could have said nothing at all, and I would have the same quality of explanation as to why a phone is ringing downstairs.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, they abandoned it, but they must have left some equipment. Why would the phone company need a phone underground?
Who's calling the catacombs? Ghosts! Ghosts is the answer.
Is this the fucking catacombs? Is your fridge running? Oh, you've got bones. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
Do you have King Arthur in a can?
Only bones.
Oh my God.
And apparently rocks that, honest to God, if you walked up to me and you're like, Matt, Matt, you know...
Ptolemaic hinge, Matt.
Yeah.
The hinge is Ptolemaic as fuck, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's so Ptolemaic, you have no idea. Antikythera. What's the fucking the civilization that disappeared? Croatoan. Let's just say a bunch of ancient words, and they'll make sense to someone somewhere.
Pyramid, Sphinx pyramid.
Egypt was a place.
It's the magic beetle from the pharaohs.
Once again, at no point in my dad's notebook does he mention Egypt at all. We're in the fucking Paris catacombs in France. We're dealing with the Templar Knights much later than when the pyramids were made.
Mummy's alive.
Somehow in these catacombs, a perfectly carved, tiny little bug. I'm gonna base the quality of life of a half dozen people that I've led down into this basement on a bug drawing. Somebody drew a bug on a wall. That means we're good. Also, let's talk about, they get into that fucking place and they have that Da Vinci Code moment between them where they're coming to realizations that only make sense to the two of them. And then they just fucking, eureka, like 18 light bulbs go on, but there's no fucking thread between any of them. Oh yeah, the Ptolemaic hinge, that's right. I forgot, mummies. Spaceships, sometimes. I gotta pull this rock.
How old is this? Well, had they discovered planets yet? Maybe. How about this fact that is just an old fact? Well, let's take that into consideration. Yo, well, this rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, rock.
The fucking guy goes, was this puzzle created before or after Copernicus? Who the fuck cares? Who gives a shit? I don't think Aristotle cared about what Egyptian bug was their favorite. When Newton was discovering gravity, he wasn't like, this had better correspond with 18 planets in the near solar system that we haven't discovered yet, and also the moon is one.
Well, the thing is they're obviously at some point they all sat there and were like, well, these rocks must represent the planets, because if not, people watching at home are gonna go, "What are you doing? You're just counting rocks. You're not even explaining your thought behind this. You're just saying there was this many planets, and Earth didn't count because old and dumb."
Old.
So just be like, hey, for everybody at home that didn't study this in university, like, hey, planets and rocks, huh? 7 of them.
One time, people thought that the Earth, everything revolved around it. That matters.
That matters right now and only right now. For this fact in the movie, you'll never need to know this again.
Okay.
But let me just pull this rock willy-nilly. We haven't decided which rock is important to pull, which planet would be the one to yank. Nah, 7. There's about 1,000 rocks in this wall.
Yeah, and they all look the exact goddamn same. And also, some of them could have chipped off and become smaller rocks, so your counting might not even be accurate, because 2 rocks could have been 1, when the puzzle was built. Also, the trade-off if they pull the wrong rock out is the ceiling will collapse and everyone will die. At no point in this movie do people go, okay, Scarlett, you do it.
Yeah.
You're the fucking whole reason we're here.
We're going back a room.
You're the whole reason that we got fucked and this shit collapsed and we're stuck following your dumb lead. You take the risk. We'll be outside.
No, but she's a lady. You gotta help her yank on the rock a little bit.
No, George goes, stand back. Yeah? How far? You know exactly the diameter of the ceiling collapse that's gonna occur when you guys fuck up inevitably?
I'll be up. If you want to know where I am, I'm up.
Because I never went down.
So yeah, we jumped pretty far ahead. They do find the phone, and again, they don't explain the old raspy.
No, it's fucking
just some old man on the phone. That's great.
What's that shithead Stephen King book and movie with the dying sister? That's like the main crux of the creepiness.
Oh, is it Pet Sematary?
It might be Pet Sematary.
Yeah, it's Pet Sematary.
Anyway, or the creep show where the guy comes back from the dead and he shows up because it's his birthday.
I haven't seen that one.
Where's my cake, Bedelia? It's him on the phone.
It is.
It's him on the phone going, why won't you talk to me? Because you fucking hung yourself, Dad.
Yeah, because you're in a dark, dirty hole with worms.
Also, no indication that it's actually her father on the phone. So how would we?
Yeah,
sorry, who's got wrong number?
Yeah, she could have hung up. They could be like, well, who's that? That's my dad. Oh, okay.
Sick, let's go.
And I know he hung himself from earlier when you said that before we saw him hanging.
Yeah.
So that it made sense up here.
Oh, wait.
No, who was that man hanging? The fuck, I'm still mad. I'm mad.
I know, I get it. Because you'd have to have known that beforehand.
You would have to have watched this movie before you watched the fucking movie. Look, guys, if you're going to watch this movie, just watch the movie and then watch it again so it makes sense.
That's how that works.
My God. Yeah, oh yeah. Then so then they get to the fucking guy and he's like, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I'm limo. Do you not know you should not be here? Oh, I've been eating bugs. And they walled me in when I did not come out immediately.
I wouldn't even trust the bugs.
I've been eating bugs.
He's wearing like a welder's outfit. He's got goggles and the overalls.
Yeah, I don't know what he needs the tinted goggles for. It's
night. What are you, Corey Hart?
It doesn't even matter if it's night.
It's night 24 hours a day down
How far underground are you?
here.
So yeah.
They fucking miraculously we pull the one good rock aside and it opens a fucking rolly, as if somebody wouldn't have just noticed the fucking one perfectly disc door. Oh, let's push that. But nah, it's cool. And then we get into the fucking we have to go back, right? So back over Bone Pile, at which point George hallucinates his fucking dead brother in water underneath the bones. Here's the problem, though. Nobody else sees it. Everybody else saw the piano, though. But now that only he's seeing it, he must be crazy.
Yeah.
So we're going to discount all of his feelings.
Exactly.
Weird things have been happening essentially since we got down here.
But no, not for him.
Yeah.
Never for him.
This one, you must, you're out to lunch, bro. Sorry.
There's at some point before that happens, they get they're being led by this fucking guy.
Yeah.
And he just brings them to like a hole, and he's like, "Yeah, before we go up, we actually have to go down."
Yeah. Rappel down a well like the Ring.
And this is where like Benji falls for no reason and like grabs the rope, blasts his hands open.
He says a thing broke.
Yeah.
Fine.
And I just wrote angry French yelling at some point.
There was some angry French yelling for sure.
All right, yeah. I'm just making sure everybody knows that look. Not only did they just follow this man with these crazy eyes, but when he said, "Hey, you know how when you wanted to go up, actually down's the way to go." The
opposite, man.
Not one person was like, "You sure? You sure? Because this is a well." How are we up and downing this?
Generally, wells go down. Also, why is the well below the water table?
Hey, why is
there's the reason for wells is to get water from the ground. This is below the water.
That's very true.
Guys,
how far down or like what's under Paris that's so fucking good?
The Philosopher's Stone, apparently. Apparently.
Look, did nobody? I understand, like a long time ago, you could probably do a lot of shit without your neighbors being like, "Well, what's going on over here?"
An entire 700-foot deep cave system. Actually, as a matter of fact, 1,000, because later on in the movie, that's the estimate.
Yep. Not only that, like
deeper than the CN Tower is tall.
But like, yep. And then the hinge system.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Not a single person. How much construction equipment did you bring in here?
Yeah. No, it's a series of rocks. There's no. It's just rocks.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You move one rock, some other rocks move.
Yeah, I just bringing them in my backpack.
Yeah. Slowly over time.
Yeah. There's no. It's 600 years ago. What equipment would there be?
Yeah.
I did this all by hand. No big fucking deal.
600 years ago, all you got to do is like slap a woman in the face and you're ostracized from society. If you're female, all you have to do is know math. And nobody's going to look for you when you disappear.
Why didn't he just throw this rock in the ocean? You really want to hide it? I hucked it in the water, dumbasses.
Put it in a tree.
Just higher than anybody. Yeah.
Ladders didn't exist back then.
So yeah, they get through this thing and what do they hold on, I just got a lot of nonsense written here.
So we're down the fucking well hole, right?
Yeah,
Benji's
we went
hands are
down
all
there.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
There's a cool audio thing. It's sort of like the beginning of the hallucinations that everybody takes like part in.
The entrance to hell. Yeah. So here's the thing, like the dude like slips and he falls in the water and then it happens.
Yeah.
To me, it was because then after that he starts splashing around in the water and looking around. Like, did he drop his microphone?
I think he was trying to. I think the implication was something pulled him in, and maybe he was trying to figure out what that was.
Maybe,
but it's not explained by the movie, and it's inconsequential ultimately.
To be honest, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Up until they find this fucking door that opens, none of this matters.
That's true.
Just know that they're in hell.
Yeah. There's gonna be some weird things that happen to people.
They don't know they're in hell. We know they're in hell though.
Yeah. They should know because it's literally written down on this in the same book that they're reading.
Yeah, this like the riddles they're not A-level riddles.
No.
These are riddles you get on the back of a cereal box level riddles.
That's right, yeah.
I'm not...
What gets wetter the more it dries.
I wouldn't be surprised if you just didn't, like, turn your head upside down and you'd see the answers across the bottom.
Yeah. All four walls face south. What color's the bear?
The stone is the rock on the wall. Yeah, fucking... All right, so, yeah, we go in, and there's just a Nicolas Flamel just dead on the thing, and they're like, wow, how is he not rotting? He's 700 years old.
Yeah,
huh.
I mean, good point.
Why is he not alive?
Greater point.
Yeah, I honestly, at this point, I was like, well, so he's going to get up now, and he's going to be a zombie or something.
Yeah.
No, just dead. Just a dead Nicolas Flamel.
Okay, I've done this. Now I'm going to show you my notebook.
Yes.
Which means that all of these points, they may have been addressed already.
Okay.
But they need to be worked through.
Okay.
This is the entire Ptolemaic hinge scene.
Let me have a sip. Let me have a sip, will you?
How the fuck did she make the mental leap to heaven's reign referring to planets? These catacombs, which were built by 1,000 French day laborers, somehow contain the secrets of the fucking Templar Knights. This is before I knew that there were Templar Knights in the movie.
Honestly, Jay, I don't even know if it's Templar Knights. I think
there are. You can see his suit of armor has the cross on it, and it's white and red. That's what that is.
I think they were just like, can we put him in something? Can we just not be a nude old man on a slab? And they're like, well, all we got is this.
Also, can we talk about, okay, did he put the Philosopher's Stone on his clothes? Because they're pristine.
Yeah, they are.
Apparently, it also functions as a dry cleaner.
There's no dust underground.
None, yeah. Just on his dirty, mummified skin.
Honest to God, I think they were just like, put him in something old. And that's what they did. And they just fucking fingers crossed nobody knows what this is. Fingers crossed.
Holy fuck. The Rubik's Cube comment that I made already, and then William Wallace begged for Scottish freedom in the 1300s, so the next clue is in Mel Gibson's sock drawer. Two people brainstorming ancient history gets you the exact number of rocks required from a wall someone draw a bug on to be removed.
Honestly, without seeing the movie, what Jay is saying doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Having seen the movie, don't make any fucking sense.
Yeah. No,
I've seen the movie. How?
They fucking
and why?
Because I etched a bird in a fucking in a supportive column, and then they just stand there pensively for 10 seconds. Oh shit! Yeah, Princess Diana was killed in a tunnel.
So that must mean we have to drive our car into a wall. Yes, that's it.
And the wall will open up into another tunnel.
Yeah, no, I just didn't. I wanted to skip over it because honestly, she's just like, yeah, in my dad's notebook it said something, so obviously it's my notebook, so I'm right, guys.
This group alone has survived 2 rock collapses, and somehow this exact tunnel has remained intact for 500 years, despite its access being dependent on a single landscaping accessory.
Yes. So, well, where's the stone, Jay? We are, dead Nicolas Flamel just
I
on
have
a
the answer.
Fucking slab.
I got the answer for you. Don't even fucking worry.
It better not be in the dad's notes. It better not be in the dad's notes.
Let me consult my dad's notes.
No!
And in these notes, something and corresponding with the tombstone, sometimes when it's dark out, it's still light. Everybody turn the lights off.
Yeah?
Everybody turn the lights off and then look at nothing. Oh, look, there's some light in a hole. And that's the answer.
Yep. I'm going in. I don't care what's on the other side.
Cool. This hole that has collapsed clearly because I've needed to pull rocks out of it in order to expose more of the light. I'm just going to go, though.
Going right on in,
Hey,
yeah.
man, I'll just put myself in the fucking guy's coffin and I'll go to bed forever. The long sleep, bro. I would much rather do that than go underwater 1,000 feet down in the fucking earth.
And it's such a little amount of water.
Holy shit, I don't care.
Yeah, no, me either.
At all.
I would get to that point and be like, well...
You know what, to be quite honest, I wouldn't even get to that point.
No, I would have saw the well hole, this bug-eyed...
Any of that. Honestly.
Nobody's gonna question what he's been doing. How long has he been down here? Is he long enough for them to build a wall? What? Nobody's gonna be like, what you been up to, man?
You can ask all day. It doesn't matter. He's not gonna answer you.
I've been walking back and forth past this gigantic hole because there's nothing I can do about it.
Yep.
I guess. for about 2 years now.
I've just been waiting for someone.
I've been surviving on screams and dust.
It's not very nutritious. You can tell that I'm quite gaunt.
He looks like a goddamn McPoyle.
Oh, yeah, he does. He could use some milk.
I don't think his body would have much use for it at this point.
Yeah, get in that dead body water runoff filth pond is what I wrote, because you're fucking going in the water that's almost, it's corpse adjacent, all right? While that thing was slowly decomposing, it's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Into the water is where it went.
That water's not cleanly.
Yeah, no, get that in your nose, eyes, and ears, and mouth. That's fine.
You tell me in the hundreds of years there hasn't been water flowing through the rock at all. Not a little bit of water. We got water right here. It had to come from somewhere.
Sure did, and it had to continue to have a somewhat constant stream because, yeah, you might be underground, but evaporation still does indeed exist. The atmosphere is there. You're not wearing oxygen masks.
That, and, I mean, that's gotta be a stagnant,
oh yeah,
dirty water.
Brackish.
You gotta smell that water from the entrance of the tomb. That's fucked.
Temp Jardianites.
And you're going right on in there, huh, with your open orifices?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Great.
And cuts, because we've been traveling through caves.
Well, yeah, we've been crawling over bones.
Plenty of scratches and cuts on my body.
You know, come to think of it, you know how this is like the only move, like or at least the first film, they were like, yeah, get in the catacombs,
sure.
Film around in there. You could have just had a fucking rock tunnel and filled it full of fake bones. I'd have known.
Yeah, for
sure. I wouldn't have known.
Remember the Viva La Bam episode where they're doing Pirate Bar and Chris Rabb just starts spray painting household items gold?
Yeah.
You put them shits in a chest, I'm not going to tell the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never been to the catacombs. I'm not going to know the difference between fake bones and French bones.
I know what a skull and some bones look like.
Yeah, you put them in a pile underground, you're probably in a catacomb.
Yeah,
of
some kind.
All I'm saying is they wasted a lot of time, and like to be the first movie to be allowed to film there, you really kind of pooped on the floor and stepped in it, didn't you?
You did a little.
Yeah,
and it's a historical landmark, so you've defaced it now. So good job.
Yeah,
with your poop.
You pooped it.
So they get to the fucking on the other side of this hole with water in it is the treasure room, and sick.
Great.
We're not gonna touch the gold because fuck the gold. We've already promised the gold to Butterfly. The treasure, whatever.
We promised him half.
I see this Egyptian wall over here, though, and I'm going to read 2 glyphs, and that means that the stone is the sun. I just know this.
Well, my dad's notebook said something or other, and we translated some old text that, well, we obviously got right on the first try. There's never been ever anybody's had an error translating.
No.
It's always really easy to do.
That's cool. That's why there's only one version of the Bible.
That is correct.
And not about 120.
One true version.
Yeah.
The Ving Rhames.
The Ving Rhames Bible?
Yeah, the Ving
like
Rhames
that.
edition.
I like that. He talks about a lot of there's turning the other cheek Jesus, and then there's getting a bunch of hard pipe hitting N-words Jesus.
What movie is that from?
Well, that's Pulp Fiction, sir.
Oh my god.
That's in the Ving Rhames Bible.
Oh, Ving. Ving.
Your name sounds like a household cleaner.
So, oh my god.
We're gonna let everybody into the treasure room with us while I chip a fucking piece off of this rock.
You're damn right.
I'm just gonna cut some off here so that I can break it up into a fine powder and put it in my body, because it heals me.
Yeah.
Crack cocaine.
You know how we just kind of figured out how to use this on the first try?
Yeah.
Love
On whim.
No trial and error. All trial, all success.
Everybody else in the treasure room, though, even though I know it in my head, I'm not gonna tell you not to touch the gold because we'll all die.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you do that, and I'm only going to announce it when it's too late.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to warn you about this obvious booby trap, because why would you ever go for the gold when the thing that makes gold is right here in the wall as the sun?
To the left, 10 feet.
And you should know that because...
You got here.
And
we got this far.
We're inferring this from our suicidal dad's nutty notes that he scrawled
in between the number 23 ramblings. He mentioned a pyramid once.
Oh my god. This guy's all about the Declaration of l'Independence.
And right there I wrote, have none of you ever seen an Indiana Jones? You don't touch the gold.
You just don't.
That's the rules.
Nah, this is what I'm saying. Fucking have just an idea that's not knocked right the fuck off from Indiana Jones.
Also, can we talk about how we've hidden this Philosopher's Stone once you actually get into the chamber? All of these fucking super intricate puzzles that you have to know this specific information for, and then they just glued the rock to a wall.
It's pretty high up, though.
They just PL'd the rock into a fucking half-moon-sized hole in a wall.
You really got to reach for it.
And yeah, you gotta extend your arm. Fair.
And you really gotta recognize that the sun is a circle shape too, or else it's very difficult.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. Also, like, just like, again, ancient Egypt.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. A lady giving birth to the sun and then eating it again at the end of the day.
Yeah, man.
And them Egyptians were into some shitty, weird stuff. I'm gonna tell you, that's some fucking bizarre shit right there.
Every day I give birth, and then every night I suck it back in. Isn't it great to be a god?
Boy, oh boy, life is swell. Up here in heaven and hell. It's like a TV show.
Oh, yeah. King of the Hell.
There you go.
So the fucking ceiling collapses because French people are greedy. And this is when we try the Philosopher's Stone on Susie's arm, and it heals just fine.
Yeah, first try.
The problem, though... Here.
No problem.
Now.
No way.
There's a problem, though.
Where in?
Well, the ceiling has collapsed, and it's blocked our only way in and out of this place.
Yeah.
So how are we going to get out?
Well, oh boy. We better pull out Dad's notebook. Who, for a man who has a shitload of notes on how to get this rock, ain't never tried to do it his own self. I don't know how he knew all this stuff, but he never thought to look for a guy named Butterfly in an underground nightclub.
Yeah.
Apparently that's all he had to do was fucking take Molly and hang out under a bridge until somebody offered to take him down there.
So let's go over to the section of the wall that's got the Star of David on it. And we're going to interpret how to break through a small pond based on that. Now, let's put all that aside for a second. We have the Philosopher's Stone. The Philosopher's Stone heals injuries, okay? It grants eternal life.
I guess.
Well, she has this huge gash on her arm, right? And she fucking chips off a little bit of that stone, and like meth, makes her feel like $1 million again.
Well, here's the thing is, this is the first I'm hearing of this, because apparently it also causes fire to burn indefinitely.
Yes, it does that as well.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought it just made things into gold.
No. Well, it's probably also what it does. You're thinking of King Midas's hands.
Fuck!
Anyway, my point is, just dig up. Hey, man, dig up for 1,000 years. You know why you can do that? Because you got the Philosopher's Stone.
Why don't you just, like...
You know what you don't need if you have a Philosopher's Stone? Health, sleep, food. Because it grants you eternal life and heals everything. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm good.
I ate the rock. It's going to be one hell of a shit.
Thankfully, I've got this Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, my God. Like...
You got the thing. You got the thing that makes you do whatever you want.
You do got the thing.
So it don't matter.
At this point, like, I'm... Not once did any of them attempt to just rub it and make a wish. You're telling me it's...
You might as well.
Yeah, like...
You're there.
Nobody's going to judge you. We don't know how it works.
That's right.
Apparently you just chip it off and rub it on an arm.
What? So, like, break off a piece of that Kit Kat bar and throw it at the wall and see what happens.
Yeah, just fucking close your eyes, hold it in your hand, and hope.
Yeah.
Like, that's how church works, eh?
It sure does. For some.
So, yeah, no.
At this point, I also wrote, for being stuck in a room hundreds of feet underground, everybody seems surprisingly calm.
The whole time. The whole time.
There's not really a... occasionally when, shit hits the fan for 30 seconds, there's a bit of panic. But the overarching... Now, I have been stuck in an elevator for an hour. One time.
Too long. Too long to be in there.
I'll tell you right now, it took 1/10 of that amount of time for me to absolutely lose my shit.
I'm proud of you.
And regardless of how that manifested, my point is, It's been like half a day.
You held out. You held out as long as you could.
We're underground for like half a day in this movie already.
Several things have collapsed, leaving you with no sure way out.
We've narrowly avoided death about half a dozen times. The fact that nobody is just screaming.
The fact that nobody's just off themselves.
I call into question.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I guess they've got hope. The mole's been down here eating bugs and...
That mole has been crushed under the weight of rocks.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, when they pull the treasure off, they pull Susie out, but they can't find him.
Wink.
The implication being, that he's dead underneath rocks.
Wink, wink.
Now, I see a symbol on the ceiling here, which means directly underneath this symbol, because of one other symbol I saw in this cave that's collapsing around us constantly, means that right under my feet in this water, there's a hole.
Yeah, you see this symbol? It's the symbol for As Above, So Below, which is the title of this film.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go into a very long expositional monologue to be told, hit this really hard with a hammer right here.
Yeah, good thing we have that brutally strong hammer from earlier where I collapsed an ancient wall.
And at this point, I feel like the people who wrote this movie should know that them explaining things doesn't help.
Yeah.
So stop and just be like, oh, it's here. Okay, let's go. It doesn't matter either way.
So we go more further down. We break that and I
wrote right here, you're still going down though.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually you got to realize that up is up.
Yeah, usually if you're stuck in an avalanche, just spit. It's the same thing.
I get it. If you're in like a museum and there's an earthquake and the MC Escher painting has fallen off the wall, that's going to take a couple times before you realize which way it goes on the wall.
That's true. Yeah.
But
you're going to have to look at it for a minute. Take some pause.
Like you said, spit.
Yeah.
Watch how it goes down and then
figure out where the up is.
Yeah, get away from the spit.
Go the opposite of that. Yeah.
In a vertical way, you want to go away from your spit. Motherfuckers, they don't do that. No, let's crawl down. We're gonna go down there.
That's fine. We go down more.
And the phrase "as above, so below" is the key to magic. Is the key to all magic. That's what they say. They said it right there.
Makes sense.
And you're gonna say that and just rub the stone and see if anything happens. You're not gonna make a fucking wish in the magic room, huh?
That's fine.
No, my ideas are stupid. My ideas are fucking dumb.
Yeah, and so if I'm gonna go down hundreds of feet into the catacombs, I'm bringing you. Because you're gonna be wishing on rocks, and eventually one of them's got to work.
You goddamn right. I'll find
There's
a genie.
There's an exception that proves the rule in there.
You put me in a room with 100 mugs, I'm gonna find that holy grail.
Yeah, perfect. That's great.
So there's what's the inscription over the gates of hell? It's
abandon all hope, ye who enter here.
Isn't that from I don't know, Pirates of the Caribbean?
Okay, well they got it from the actual shit. All right. It is the thing. Here's my problem with that though. Okay, we have a knee-high tunnel that we have to crawl through. Right at the entrance, it says, "Hey man, hell it's right here. Knock knock. Who's there? Hell and the devil." Okay, let's go. And then as she's crawling through, she quotes a fucking Bible verse right from Revelations about how in order to enter hell, you have to crawl on your belly.
Yeah,
like you have to do through this tunnel.
Yeah.
Hey man, bye tunnel. I'm good literally anywhere but that tunnel.
This seems very familiar.
Literally, everything that they've half-assed believed in has led them to this point. Why wouldn't you believe that is the portal to hell?
Yeah.
Why would you be skeptical at this point?
Look, I'm not going to go all the way down there, Jay, to carve that not over the portal to hell. That's so much fucking work.
I'm not just going to choose a random tunnel.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure it's the tunnel because I've been down here all day on my hands and knees.
Yep. Chiseling. Etching. So the first thing that we notice upon literally entering hell, as per the canon of the movie, is that everything is the mirror image of Earth, I guess? Reality?
Yeah. We're in Bizarro World.
Yeah, sure. The first thing that I notice is that when they go back, because the whole thing is, okay, we got to retrace our steps back up. by going through the hell version of Up-Down World. Who cares? World Trade Center. 9/11 changed everything. I'm just saying words because the movie does.
It absolutely does.
The first thing I noticed is that Templar Knight in Hell World is way more deteriorated.
I did notice that too.
The fucking... They encounter the mole who actually isn't dead, but he is because we're in hell.
I mean, you have to be dead to be in hell, so it makes sense.
And
hell is hell.
So Susie goes to touch him, and he has a fucking PTSD flashback.
Well, yeah.
So she touches him again, and then she's surprised when she gets her head caved in.
She's not. I don't.
Well, she's dead, so she's not surprised, but everybody else.
Yeah, I was gonna say that didn't really catch emotion. I just more caught watching her
bouncing
get slammed.
skull.
Yeah,
fucking deserves it.
I don't know why she didn't think that was gonna happen when the man is standing there breathing like a demon
and not making eye contact or even acknowledging the existence of any other physical body in the room.
Yeah, I think he's all caved out. We'll just leave him. He's not responding. Just leave him.
Whatever the cave version of the bends is.
The caves.
He's got the caves. He's got a bad case of the caves.
He's got the stalaggies.
His throat feels stalactite.
Ugh. He might die in this cave. Oh boy. So she gets introduced to the ground.
She does with her face first.
Sure does.
That was great. That's fine. All right. It turns out the Philosopher's Stone doesn't fucking heal deads.
Yeah, I could have told you that by watching the first episode of Full Metal Alchemist. That's the whole thing. That's the entire thing.
I've seen Aladdin, and that genie had 3 rules, and that was one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right?
Because guess what? You can bring them back.
Bad.
But there ain't nothing in there.
Nah, it ain't pretty, and I don't like doing it.
And that one man made his daughter a dog and his dog a daughter. That's a whole thing too.
Okay.
You don't remember the dog with the hair and he's like, hey daddy, you don't remember that fucking shit?
From what?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh,
My
never
God.
watched it. Never watched it.
All right. Well, anyway, face smashed. That's
yeah.
And now we don't have to pretend like we know how her name's pronounced, which was just so good. I was like, yes, finally.
Okay, but so I guess she's done, so we just keep going. And
yeah,
it turns out where we go is down more. And
well, that makes sense.
Apparently that just makes sense. Benji, unfortunately, at this point in the movie, well, he gets his due. Just by existing. The guy hasn't done a single thing wrong, but just because he was the last one to rappel down a well, he gets his face screamed in. Now, I wanted to call attention to, for some reason, this is like the shittiest, most obvious digital zoom.
Yeah.
So that they can highlight the fact that one of the stones says AD 1795.
Which is a date. Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it. And there's really no significance unless you have fucking read 15 books about King Arthur and the Templar Knights. And I don't even know what the fuck. Who cares about 1790? That was hundreds of years ago. I'm busy.
I doubt it has any significance at all. It's just like, look how old this brick is.
Great. And then, yeah, chick just has a baby and a fucking raspy scream.
Yeah, why does she have that? Why does she have either of those things? How did she get to where she is?
There's no reason for any of this. How did she find her way into where they are when it would be impossible for her to get there?
What was the point of showing her in this film at all? She could have just been the creepy conductor of the choir.
Yeah,
and that would have been that.
The headmistress of the fucking Suspiria Ballet House. Because they do the red over the eyes thing too in Suspiria.
Right. I thought it was like I thought they were just blindfolded to be creepy, but nah, it was probably red paint or something.
Yeah. Walking through dark ass catacombs more. Cool.
Just fucking. Oh, I wrote it'd be funny if the Philosopher's Stone could bring Benji back. Yeah, sorry, it didn't work on your friend, but my friend.
That's great.
Oh, my friend's not dead.
I don't have it. Then we get fucking Butterfly's childhood traumatic memory. He's got a scar on his hand that nobody talks about. That's mentioned earlier in the movie.
Zed is the other
Zed's
guy who
the
we've
third
spoken
guy
nothing of.
Because he does and says nothing. He gets a split on his nose, and that's his whole experience in the movie. And then they just give him something to say that he's sad about. It could be literally have been anything.
The one line he has that's important is
his horrible freestyle rap.
I didn't know. No,
it's like the fucking visit with that shit.
No. It's actually an important line, Jay. It's don't talk to him about that scar on his hand.
And then, everybody takes his advice.
Yeah, but...
Because unless you knew what fire did, you wouldn't have been able to put those two things together.
Oh,
because the movie doesn't do anything about it.
No, and how did he just get a burn on his one hand where his brother was toasty?
I think there's another one on his forearm, but the entire car is engulfed in flames. So no, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
So when he try to open the door and he's like, oh, sorry.
Oh, owie.
Oh, your seatbelt. Get it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I did like the way that he died because that's pretty fucking unique. Sucking a car into the ground and having nothing but his legs from the knees down.
Yeah, he gets pulled in toward the car.
Just not all the way.
And then it just implodes on itself to the point where he's cartoony 2 feet sticking up out of the ground.
Like Daffy Duck. I was cool with that.
Then they try and pull him out like he's going to be alive.
Yep.
If
we get him out fast enough, he'll be able to breathe.
I'm sure. Yeah, in the concrete earth.
In the limestone it's been established to be.
Yeah, us pulling on his legs is definitely going to help him and not rip them off.
Oh my God. Have you ever read the Ted the Caver story?
I haven't, but I imagine that legs come off.
Well, it's Nutty Putty Cave.
That one I do know about.
Ted the Caver's a fiction. But the Nutty Putty Cave one.
Blech.
Why would you call it that? It's deadly.
It's a very, very upsetting cave to be around.
Call it You'll Die in Here Cave. Don't call it Peanut Butter Cave. All right?
Don't call it 1,000 kittens. The cave of 1,000 kittens. No, it's right? the Chinese finger trap for wieners.
Exploring catacombs. Grim Reaper in a chair. That's cool.
This is the point, where there's the bones and Ben and the brothers in the water. It's right here, and then there's a cloaked figure at the end of a hallway. It does nothing. It sits in a fucking chair.
That's it.
And it looks at them.
And then occasionally it'll stand up.
I guess hell's not all about demons sometimes. It's just people living their life down there.
It's a guy chilling wearing a coat because he's obviously cold. And then 3 dudes who like rock walls a lot, and that's hell. That's hell for you.
Yeah, it's just some guys shuffling around a cave being like, ain't so bad. Ain't so bad down here.
Because Scarlett is hot and George is a simp, a forced romantic requital of their feelings for each other, because sending someone to a Turkish prison is really no problem, provided your motives are incredibly selfish.
This right here, Jay.
Yeah.
You say what you're going to say.
George would get accused of rape in college. And then when the girl came forward as a liar years later, his response would be, I'm sure she had her reasons.
I regret letting you say what you had to say. What I was going to say is this scene right here is, when you think about it, the most awkward thing in the entire film.
Why is that?
Oh, well, you got these 2 people obviously having a moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's on film.
It is.
Jay, this is POV film.
Yes, it is.
So is Zed right up in their shit uninvited as they're about to kiss? He's just a foot away, just yeah, kiss her good.
He sure is.
Kiss her good, Georgie.
Yeah.
Kiss her good.
Mm-hmm.
Because, he has to be.
He's got to be right there, man.
That's the only way.
They're having their romantic fucking reconnection. Oh, man. You remember that time you sent me to jail in Turkey? Well, I'm really being reminded of that, and at the same time being reminded of how much I truly love you. The way that I'll die in a cave now.
Next to this guy who obviously has no personal boundaries as, he's about to share this kiss. I think at some point, Georgie gets bit on the neck by one of these rock wall guys.
So they see the Grim Reaper dude, and instead of just running, they decide to back up into a wall that has audibly screaming heads on it.
Hey,
they're not moving, but they are screaming.
It's hell. What do you expect?
I would expect them to break out of the wall. Again, like the mummy. Remember when they resurrect the mummy and he chants some bullshit and then suddenly he's got other mummies?
I haven't seen the mummy.
I keep forgetting that you haven't seen the mummy and you need to. Anyway, that happens in The Mummy. This movie is essentially The Mummy.
Honestly, yes, it is. I haven't seen The Mummy, but this is, from what I understand, the Indiana Jones Mummy Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
In Paris.
Should have been Brandon Fraser in this movie instead. I wrote Hell Chair. Obviously, we're in hell because that chair looks uncomfortable as fuck.
Oh, yeah. It's hardwood, straight back.
No padding. No padding on the arms or seat.
Zero ergonomics. If hell was a business, and I believe it is, HR is going to have a fucking heyday.
Sure. Where's your lumbar support, dude?
You can't have these people just sitting in hard-ass wood chairs unless you're punishing them.
It'll give you
They're
scoliosis, and then that's fair enough. And no wonder he's pissed. He's in a drafty coat underground in an uncomfortable chair all day, waiting for somebody to show up and shine 3 lights in his face.
Yeah. So
that sucks. The best way to hide from the Grim Reaper for me is to make yourself clearly visible by shining your light in his face.
I forgot all about that. Hey, let's sneak by this one man in a cave.
In the pitch black.
By himself, who is silent, by whispering about him and flashing lights right in his face.
Perfect. So that we can see how fucked up his face is.
Hey!
You know why he's underground is because he's hideous, and he knows it, and he doesn't want anybody to see. So no wonder he's ornery when you're shedding light on the situation. You're really illuminating my bad qualities right now.
Why are there so many ugly people in Paris?
Because they're French.
You got... Yep, there you go. Oh. Fuck it, Quasimodo. That's all. I just wanted to say the words.
That's fine.
You know where I'm going with it, and...
Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Quasimodo. Sanctuary! He should have just yelled Sanctuary. That would have made this movie for me.
He gets a bite out of George, and, the stone's not working.
Yeah, because you're in hell. Because you're in hell.
Is it because we're in hell?
Try and keep up, you dumb bitch. That's the whole reason why we're here is because you.
So this is the only thing that is not as above, so below.
Yeah, because it's from above.
But then so below, it should be as above.
No, that's not magic.
Chris Angel! You're freaking my fucking mind here. So what you're saying is that this is made up and baloney, and
that's right.
It doesn't need to make.
That's right.
Fucking. Why aren't we watching Silicon Valley?
Well, I've got news for you, Matt. Turns out that was all that Scarlett needed in order to realize that rectification is the only way to find freedom.
Oh
from hell.
George has to whisper some baloney that he.
George's dirty, bloody, wet neck didn't heal right away, so I've now figured out every secret.
Yeah, because on one of the other walls was not an anagram. What's the word I'm looking for? Where it's letters that make a word. Because it was Victor.
An acronym?
It is an acronym.
Vitriol.
It was like, hey, go back and do it better so that you get the good one.
Yeah, the stone in the wall was actually red herring.
Yeah.
And the real stone is when you put it back, it becomes whoever puts it back. Yeah, it's in your heart.
It's right here.
Yeah.
And oh my God,
it turns
Jay.
out believe in yourself, like Arthur.
Oh my God, Jay.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, George. Why don't you just sit here with your jugular vein wound, your bite,
in the dusty bone dust, all over the dirty dust ground.
Let me
in
backtrack.
The filthy catacombs.
Yeah, I'll be back in an hour.
Probably.
It took us 30 minutes to get here from the last scene.
Yeah.
And you know what? I got to go there and back.
Yeah. And I have to climb up this time, so it's going to be longer.
Oh, yeah. I'll never see you again.
Hold on. Let me leave George.
Let me repeat this nonsense that George was uttering on his deathbed. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got to go put the rock back. All right, BRB, guys.
His death delirium on the door of dying. He just says a word. That's it.
It's like this game is like fucking. It's like playing. Or sorry, it's not this movie. Sorry, it's like playing Crash Bandicoot, where you're going through and you think you're doing really well, and then you get to the end and you don't get the gem, and you're
like, what did I fuck up?
I missed 2 boxes, and you go all the way back to the beginning.
Fuck that.
Break a box.
Nah, man. Next one.
Nah.
Next level. I'm not doing that.
There's extra levels when you get all of them.
Don't care.
All right.
The one thing about a fucking rail game like that is don't repeat yourself. Otherwise, I get bored.
Fine.
Let's also talk about how on her way to returning to the stone room,
Oh
and
my
on the way
God.
back,
Yes.
her favorite thing to do is just fucking mush demons right to the ground with the fucking flat of her palm.
I like to think it's the same demon
Holy,
twice.
both times.
Yeah, she rounds a corner and there's just she catches a demon off guard and just face palm.
Bam, just like that, right to the floor, and then again on her way back.
Oh yeah, on her way back she picks up a camera and just beams them with it.
Hey man, why couldn't you have done that before George got bit?
Hey,
just curious.
The fuck did I do? I wasn't even the guy who bit him.
Now suddenly, yeah.
I was just here.
He just gets up.
I just got here.
Brushes his nose off. He's like, damn, this sucks. It's no wonder I hate people from the surface. They treat us mole folk like garbage.
Us hell people. And just because we're in hell
Yeah.
makes us demons?
Racism.
You're demonizing us hell demons.
You're demonizing us demons, dude.
So,
Shit.
so she goes back and like a fucking episode of Sesame Street.
Yeah.
When you put back the thing you stole, a mirror is there to show you, just for you to look
Also,
at how
she
hard
wiped
look
it
at
off on a whim. Let's think about that for
Did
a second.
she? Oh my God.
When she put the stone back up, she puts her hand on the wall to like brace herself.
Is that
and
really?
then she wipes it off, and then it turns out it was in me all along. The Space Jam water was just water.
That was an on-point reference.
We also glossed over the fact that after having not eaten anything for at least half a day, she has the upper body strength to climb 100 feet up a well on a rope. I couldn't even do that right now.
She's got the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Well, she is.
She probably just took a bite out of that, like an apple. She can do whatever she wants. She's the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
So as she's walking back, the river that turned the sound weird turns into blood, and there's hands reaching out for her, and she gets fucking sucked into the blood water, and then the camera's conveniently placed so that we can see her floundering around like a fish out of blood water for a few seconds. That's good. It just found its way to the perfectly framed shot like that.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was really good of the way that we were able to see that despite the chaos. And the head-mounted camera.
I wrote, somehow Scarlett is now the stone, and then explain that. You could see my lettering there got a little bit awry.
Yeah, the angrier you got, like that, the word "that" is it's chaos. It's
movie
the
really
biggest.
falls apart in the climax. Lots of CGI mouths. Oh yeah, on the fucking floor.
I kind of
all
like
these
that.
dumb mouths. No, that sucks. Have a real one.
No, I thought that was cool. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was creepy. It was weird. It was different.
It's so my only assumption is that they ran out of money for practical effects because they really amp up. You know what I mean?
My only assumption is that they went forward in time, saw the movie, or saw the video game. Was it Scorn? No, it's not even Scorn. It's Agony.
Oh yeah,
and we're just like that.
Oh, mouths. Yeah, let's have those. I have to read a paragraph now.
Oh no.
I understand that her life's purpose has become continuing her dead dad's mission. That's her entire life's work. But we really don't see any interaction between them. All we know is that he killed himself and she's sad about it, obsessive and willing to hurt others. None of those traits create emotional endearment. I'm not invested in her avenging her father's suicide. There's no internal struggle on a character level. The three people whose backstories we get are the three we see pay a consequence for having them. Scarlett, George, and Zed. And so the whole point is, okay, you have to atone for something that you perceive as a sin in order to get out of hell and back to the real world, we'll call it, okay? And that's what that hole is that they jump down. That's entirely CGI and hundreds of feet. It's to the manhole that reverses gravity and gets you back to Earth, okay? Hers was her fucking dead dad. Yeah, I stepped over a bunch of people and made a lot of really bad decisions at the expense of others in order to fulfill a goal that he had, because that's the only way that I'm going to be satisfied personally. George is like, yeah, my brother, I was in the midst of getting help as a child and I got lost in the woods at night like children do. But somehow it's my fault that he's dead.
Oh, yeah.
So already you're out to fucking lunch if you think that that's your problem. And then they just go to Zed and he's like, yeah, I just don't see my son. I don't care about him.
Hey, that's Zed though. That's just being Zed.
Here's the thing though.
I'm just Zed being Zed.
We don't even have any frame of reference as to whether or not that's the worst thing he's done in his life. It's just like, yeah, I have a kid that I don't see. He could also be like a serial child rapist.
It always goes there with you.
But like
Are you okay, man?
Well, it's the worst
He
thing
could
that
be
I
a
could
bank
think of.
robber.
Yeah, he could also be
He
that.
could have shoved an old lady.
But that's my point, is that like none of those, we don't know what the thing he's most remorseful for in his life is. He could have just copped one out.
Oh yeah.
You know?
But then
He's fine. We all jump in the hole.
He shouldn't have been able to escape hell then. I guess.
Sure, if those are the rules that are never established by the movie.
Yeah. Well, at what point is the rule jump in the hole to atone for your stuff there? Everything's gonna be better if you jump down this fucking hole and trust you won't die.
Yep.
Go for it.
The alternative is hell. I'll take the leap.
Now, Jay.
Either I die or I die worse.
That's fair. That's fair. Now you jumped. We land. And it's a manhole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't die. We just got this manhole that we have to push down to move.
Because we're in reverse world.
Yeah.
We're in the Kiefer Sutherland Mirrors world from Mirrors.
Well, my point is how do we know we actually got out of hell?
Because what's on the other side of the manhole?
I mean, is not the world we live in right now its own kind of hell? Would you really know the difference?
I mean, you raise a great point. That maybe hell
Who's
is
to say?
just you spend your life thinking that you're living, and then on your deathbed, Satan comes up and he fingers your asshole.
It's not a good way to go.
No, it isn't.
But like, who's to say hell is stalagmites and fire?
Doesn't matter though, because cut to black and end credits with the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, pretty much. Scarlett's like,
Zed just leaves.
Zed's like, here's your camera, shitheads.
Bye. Thanks for the worst day of my life.
Here's your fucking camera that, by the way, throughout the entire film was never straight on any of our foreheads.
Was never straight on anyone's foreheads.
Always facing the ceiling.
Didn't correspond to the direction that the lights were facing on the headlamps.
Never.
And also ran for that long on 2 AA batteries at best.
And managed to also be a camera recording.
Yep.
HD video.
Let me ask you a question, Matt, on that note. Where
Yeah.
do you put the memory card in the headlamp?
Up your ass. That's the only slot that's going to be on a headlamp camera. Is the one that you forge out of your asshole.
What's it recording to? There's no Wi-Fi down there.
It's Bluetooth.
I didn't even think about that until you said that.
Hey.
Where is it recording to, guys?
You send us an email and say the word large intestine.
I didn't
3 gigabytes of storage space or 1 wiener. 1 wiener bite.
This is just footage of colons.
Yikes. We're going to close this email forever.
I don't know what fucking 2 parallels you brought together, perpendicular words to realize what vitriol meant. That just means garbage where I'm from.
Let's not gloss over the fact that she went through bloody water and dirty water.
Oh, she's just a little dusty when she comes out the other side?
Oh no, not even that. She comes back and just raw dogs her hands all over George's neck wound.
That's true, she does, but she's the Philosopher's Stone, so it heals.
We're definitely assuming she is.
It also heals HIV.
She saw a mirror.
Also on the topic of, yeah, that's true. That's it. That's how we know. You look at yourself now. Look at me.
Do you feel it? All
right. We didn't talk about how. Now this is how I know that this shit was an afterthought. Also, the rectification thing.
Yeah.
Zed never had a hallucination of his childhood trauma in the cave.
Sure didn't.
He never saw his child that he abandoned.
Sure didn't.
So what was his horrible thing that he did? It can't be that.
It's a good afterthought.
Weird.
It's good. Good. Maybe just don't put that in your film next time. Maybe just don't do that. You know?
That's the end of the movie, though. They embrace on the street after climbing out of a manhole that nobody notices them having trespassed into.
Right.
Also, what happens if you open that manhole up? Is it just the reverse well to hell again?
Is
it still that?
Again, if you fall down there, do you? Do you just go back out like it's like a hole to China and you've jumped down it?
Zip, back and forth?
Yeah.
Anyway, this movie gets a 6.5 out of 10 from me because it's at least entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I'll give you that. This is another one of those movies, as a film, as a movie,
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I liked the ending, not just because it ended, but because it left me being like, are they out? Are they?
Yeah.
Because like they just kept going down.
Sure, it could be either.
They never once went back up.
Yep.
As a horror movie, yeah, it's 5. It's a 5 out of 10 for me.
I would, yeah.
As
in
a
the
regular
same
movie,
way that
7. It was okay.
Yeah.
5. It's a 5.
Split the difference and make it a 6.
No. No, I won't. Fine, it's 6.
There. Now we're close. What the fucking...
All right, no.
So I think it's your turn to fucking suggest movies
I'm
here.
certain it is because this isn't a movie I would have thought of.
Okay.
I feel like you picked this one.
Yeah, I'm sure that I did.
This is what
it's
happens.
Been a month, all right?
Yeah.
I don't know what you want. My dad died. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Hey, you know. All right, here's your movies. All right.
Let's go. I'm so ready.
Here's your themes.
Yeah. I want to know what you could have fucking pulled out of the hat for this one. Because
Well,
goddamn.
I had a very obvious one.
Literally the tunnel?
So I had a very obvious one that I didn't want to use because I was like, oh man, I always cop out and I just go for cheap ones. So we've got Going Down.
The Descent. All right.
We've got Gay Paris.
Oh shit. Afflicted? Maybe Afflicted. We'll see.
We've got Tunnels.
It's either Afflicted or Spring, but that's in Italy. And we've got Tunnels.
There's another one. I got another one.
Okay, let's go.
Becoming Lost. Just because, yeah, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you.
All right, so the Blair Witch Project. I'm gonna. What was the first one again?
Going Down.
It's between that and Gay Paris, for sure. This one's tough. We're gonna keep it local. Let's go Gay Paris.
Gay Paris.
Yeah.
You don't understand how local. You kept this so fucking local, Jay.
Wait, is this another movie in the Paris catacombs?
It's a movie called Catacombs, Jay. It's called Catacombs.
Well, I've got news for you. I've never heard of it.
Do you like Pink?
Like the singer?
Yeah.
No. Oh no! I had hoped you would have corrected me and said no, the color.
No.
All right.
No, the singer.
We get to watch Pink the movie.
I'm pretty sure it was either this one or the Tunnels.
The problem is that she's coming up.
Hey,
so you better get the party started. She's not going down.
I don't know any other Pink. I don't know any Pink songs. I'm sorry.
That's the only one.
That's the quintessential. That's the staple. It's on all your Pink. All your albums where you download her music and burn them to your own CDs.
Oh, yeah, and then immediately never listen to them because horrible.
Well, look, I'll tell you what.
You tell me what else was on the list.
Yo, you got them all.
I guessed every single one of those.
The Descent, The Tunnels, Blair Witch.
All right.
Yeah,
fine.
no, you...
Sick.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Yep.
Now, what you said the Tunnels, plural, right?
Yes.
Okay, there is another one called The Tunnel.
Okay.
That I think it's from New Zealand. And it's also found footage.
This is the same
it's
movie.
the same one.
Australian.
Okay. Yeah. Australian.
And
yes, I'm so sorry.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it said Austrian.
I know that they hate that.
Well, guess what?
You guys sound the same.
Throw another Kiwi on the Barbie, mate.
Yeah.
See if I give a shit.
I don't know what to tell you. All right.
I do.
Because I guarantee you, I promise you, if I go, I'm from Canada, to one of you go, must be cold.
Oh, Tim Hortons, eh?
And then I launch directly into the Jim Carrey bit where he pretends to be a native Canadian. Yes, Canada. It was a frozen, hostile wasteland.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it until it becomes racist.
So immediately?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Grindhouse Movie Club.
That's the podcast, and it's
fucking welcome back.
Great.
Don't look at that time code because it's misleading.
It is.
This was probably the record for most interruptions during a podcast.
And I love it too. Oh, the one that I didn't add in, the easy one, was I don't know the guy's name, Ron LaFlamme.
Nope.
Yeah, that's his the dude, Georgie. I don't know his actual name.
Oh.
He's Ron LaFlamme.
Sure. Again, I've only seen the first 2 seasons of the show. At most.
Oh, of Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's in the first season.
See, I just remember Gabe and being locked in a shipping container.
Oh, then you.
And also T.J. Miller telling a child, "You just brought piss to a shit fight." That's the funniest thing in the whole show. I don't care.
The whole show is funny.
That and then I guess also the fucking the jerk off equation.
Oh yeah,
let's be honest. Everybody look up, just type in the words that I've said and Silicon Valley into a YouTube search.
I think it's called dick to jerk algorithm or something like that. Just search the best of Donald.
Season 1.
Donald or Jared. Donald or Jared. He goes by both.
I gotta fucking start watching more of that.
Regardless, he's in the Friday the 13th remake, so I was just gonna throw him in there if I didn't come up with another one. Yeah, right. He's Richie. I don't remember Richie. I don't remember him in that movie at all, but he's in it.
I don't. So you got the black guy who gets axed on the stump. You got the blonde dude who looks like a California surfer who says your tits are stupendous. You have Jared Padalecki from Supernatural, and I don't remember his existence at all.
Me either. Me either.
Oh, whoops! Sorry, man. You're forgettable.
I mean, only in that film.
I even remember the hillbilly that fingers the mannequin.
Oh no!
Remember that night when you took my virginity, and then he like licks the nipple, and it's creepy and gross.
Michael Bay.
Yeah, Michael Bay, huh?
Anyway, that's the podcast.
Grindhouse Movie Club. Your tits are stupendous.